Great things are expected from this robot, seeded as it is, first in the competition. This is the 6th seed. Could be one to watch out for. Seeded 6th. This robot's been making quite a stir recently. This robot's seeded 7th in the competition. Should pose a genuine challenge. The 7th seed, and underestimated, some people say. The 8th seed for the title, not to be discounted. Could go all the way. Seeded 8th, this one, is a future champion here, if I'm not mistaken. Armoured in lightweight titanium aluminium alloy. Armoured in Kevlar and titanium composite material. Armoured in expensive Kevlar and titanium composite material. Very hard to damage this robot at all. Shielded with Kevlar and titanium composite material. Shielded with expensive Kevlar and titanium composite material. Very hard to damage this robot at all. Covered in Kevlar and titanium composite material. Covered in expensive Kevlar and titanium composite material. It's very hard to damage this robot at all. The layer of Kevlar and titanium composite material covering the body, very resistant to attacks. The body is covered in a Kevlar and titanium composite material for effective, if expensive, armour. A Kevlar and titanium composite material armoured shell protecting it from attack. Armoured in Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite material. Armoured in expensive Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite material. Very hard to damage this robot at all. Shielded with Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite material. Well armoured with that Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite layer. The Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite armour should resist all but the strongest attack. Shielded with expensive Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite material. Very hard to damage this robot at all. Covered in Kevlar and titanium alloy composite material. Covered in expensive Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite material. Very hard to damage this robot at all. Armoured in extremely tough Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite. This robot will be a tough competitor in any fight. The layer of Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite material should provide great protection. No real armour, just a wooden body shell. No real armour, just a wooden body shell, making this robot very vulnerable. No real armour, leaving this robot very vulnerable. The wooden body shell, unarmoured and open to easy attack. The wooden shell will make it the #1 target for any robot to go in on the attack, I'm afraid. Its primary weapon is a flamethrower with flames at temperatures of up to 300 degrees Celsius. Its primary weapon is the high-temperature flamethrower with its long and short-range flame attack. It's armed with a heavy-duty torch cutter designed to blast molten metal and gas at extreme temperatures. Quite literally, the cutting edge of weapons technology. It has a heavy-duty torch cutter designed to blast molten metal and gas at extreme temperatures. It's armed with a devastatingly powerful torch cutter. Other robots would be well advised to keep a safe distance from that. Its primary weapon is a heavy-duty torch cutter designed to blast out molten metal and gas at temperatures of up to 3,000 degrees Celsius. The torch cutter is the primary weapon, of course, and the superheated stream of molten metal it emits can cut through almost anything. Robots, beware! It's armed with a very heavy kinetic energy disc spinning at 700 RPM. It's armed with a hugely destructive flywheel. It has an 18-kilogram flywheel that can cause some serious damage when it gets up to speed. Its primary weapon is a very heavy kinetic energy disc spinning at 700 RPM. The flywheel is the primary weapon and is an extremely effective way to cause mass destruction. Just what we want to see! Its primary weapon is a hugely destructive flywheel spinning at 700 RPM. The fast-spinning kinetic energy disc is the primary weapon, and truly a weapon of mass destruction. It's armed with a colossal flywheel that can reach speeds of over 1200 RPM. It's armed with a hugely destructive flywheel. The team say the disc spins at about 100 miles an hour. It has a 30-kilo spinning disc powered by a 750-watt motor. One of the heaviest weapons we've seen in tournaments here. Its primary weapon is a colossal flywheel that can reach speeds of over 1200 RPM. Its primary weapon is a hugely destructive flywheel weighing over 30 kilos. The massive flywheel is the primary weapon. Colossal force behind these discs once they get going. It's armed with a powerful pneumatic pickaxe. It has a pneumatic pickaxe powered from a fire extinguisher of all things. Its primary weapon is a pneumatic pickaxe, which the team are confident will do some serious damage.
Moo.
It's armed with an electric pickaxe that can strike 3 times a second. It's armed with an electric pickaxe to dish out some serious damage. It has an electric pickaxe, not the quickest weapon, but also operates as a shrimek, of course. Its primary weapon is an electric pickaxe that can strike 3 times a second. Its primary weapon is an axe with a very high rate of fire. An electric pickaxe is its primary weapon, needs skill to find the target with a slower weapon, but I'm sure we've skilled roboteers in there. It's armed with a vicious spring-powered axe. It's armed with a heavy swinging axe, which should do some damage. It's armed with a spring-powered axe, slow to reload, but good attacking power from this weapon. Its primary weapon is a spring-powered axe, a fairly cheap weapon, but very innovative and quite powerful, I'm told. Its primary weapon is a heavy swinging axe, which packs quite a punch. The spring-powered axe is the primary weapon on this robot. It uses a car suspension spring and car starter motor in the mechanism, apparently. It's armed with a large electric hammer, weighty enough to give most robots a heavy battering. It has a large electric hammer powered by a 24-volt motor. Its primary weapon is a large hammer powered by a wheelchair motor. The electric hammer is the primary weapon. It can give out a good battering. It's armed with a pneumatically powered 3-kilogram axe, which the team say should also work as a shrimek if they get flipped. The pneumatic axe, not the most dangerous weapon out there, but it's effective enough for most events. The primary weapon is a 3-kilo axe that's powered by a small pneumatic ram. The axe is the primary weapon, fed by a small CO2 cylinder. It's armed with a double-headed axe, one side an executioner-style blade, and the other a piercing pickaxe point. It's armed with a fire axe powered by an electric actuator. It's armed with a sturdy fire axe, also works as a shrimek if needed. Its primary weapon is a double-headed axe, one side an executioner's blade, and the other a piercing pickaxe point. The electric fire axe is the primary weapon with its double-sided blade for variety of attack. And the end is signalled. The weak have been eliminated, and our survivors continue to the next round of the competition. That was absolute chaos! But with an incredible performance, one robot outlasted them all and takes the championship title. It's all over, and we have our mashing maniac melee winners. Don't mess with this mean machine, or you could be spitting metal teeth. The clear winners. Second place after a hard-fought contest, and well done for holding on so long. They were good, but not quite good enough to be number 1. Maybe next time. Taking third place, no mean feat in the melee contest. One of the most dangerous events for any robot to take part in. That's the end. We have our winners to continue to the next round. Second on the day, but they did well. They come through with a third place in one of our toughest melee tournaments. So well done to all who made it to the places. Not mad machine enough to win, but third is no shameful position. Not tough enough to survive against this level of competition. We lose another challenger for the Sea Survivor title. Their hopes sunk. Another robot takes a trip home from the North Sea winds. Looks like they're mere landlubbers. They haven't got their sea legs just yet. At the end of that brutal eliminator round, our winners go through in triumph. Our losers go home in pieces. It's the end of the road for this competitor, a victim of the Sao Paulo Chainsaw Massacre. They've been massacred. Perhaps they better learn how to use a chainsaw. I can recommend a good lumberjack, surviving the melee like a true champion and crowned as such. I give you the winner of the Flip Frenzy Final. Flipper Supreme, we have a victor in this chilling minefield melee contest. Victory to the survivor and a great achievement against serious competition to take this prize. They are the winners and in fine style. That robot was in a total frenzy. And as they scraped the opposition off the arena floor, we have our qualifiers. To the victor the spoils, and to the losers the job of putting themselves back together after a final to remember here in the Nerves of Steel tournament. They have nerves of steel, and they've cut the opposition to shreds. Good stuff. Our runner-up here in the Steel Factory, almost making it to the championship, and let's hope they take the final step next time. They failed to win. Second place not bad. Better sharpen up for next time. It's all over, and they can only manage a third place. The competition just too tough for them today here in this harsh environment. Third, and they seem disappointed, but at this level of competition, they've done very well. They're through to the next round in manic style, rewarded with third place for their efforts, and they should be pleased with that. This volcano's seeing a lot of destruction today. Third place, no disgrace, but they can do better. Better get practicing then. Falling at the final hurdle, we wave goodbye to the remains of another losing robot. Out they go! Another victim of melee madness here in this remote volcano location. Looks like the competition was too hot for them. Better luck next time. I think they've lost power from the batteries there. Couldn't stand up to their punishment dished out by its rivals. Out goes another robot. Nothing much is happening here. I think they've lost power. Yes, they're immobilized. Smoke's billowing out now. I think they've problems with the engine. Yes, it's out of the running. There's smoke everywhere. I think the engine's blown. Looks like they've lost the engine and they're now immobilized. Oh dear. It looks like the engine's stalled. I think it's game over for them. The motor's spluttering and spluttering and it's gone. That's disaster. Not tough enough to make it the next round against such tough opposition. That's the end of the road for this robot. The tracks have stopped. They're immobilized. Those tracks don't seem to be running. No, nothing there. The tracks just don't seem to be moving. Looks like they're out. And, oh dear, that looked terminal. I don't think it'll be coming back from that. The drive's broken. They're not going anywhere. Except, of course, out of the competition. Oh, crunching gears. That is not healthy. And it doesn't seem to be moving. I think I just saw them shedding tears. I don't care. It's all over for them now. There's no movement. Something's wrong with their differential. They can't right themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. They can right themselves. Something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. They have no Srimek. They can't get back up. I'm afraid they're out. They haven't got a Srimek on board. They've been hit with their Achilles heel, destroying everything that stood in its way. One robot survives to take the prize. A real achievement against some very tough opposition. And he picks them up like they were a feather and spins them round. Where will he stop? No one knows. I feel dizzy. Where's he going to fling them? Sir Killalot dumps them onto the arena flipper, ready to be catapulted. Onto the flipper with you. Are you ready for a short flight? Sir Killalot lines them up against the pit, ready to be pushed in. Killalot delicately places them next to the pit, but who has the honour of pushing them in? What an incredible final that was. It looked close for a while, but in the end we have a clear winner. Congratulations. Into the pit with you. Matilda smiles once more. It's flambe time. In comes the sergeant with his flamethrower. Here comes Bash with his cutting pincher. Ooh, look out, it's bashing time. He's looking flaming mad. Things are about to heat up. Sergeant Bash lines them up on the flipper, ready to catapult them sky high. The sergeant seems to think it's flight training time. A respectable third, and they looked good. But they can do better. It crumbles against the onslaught and hopes to live to fight another day as it goes out of this grand final. Annihilated! And goodbye to another victim of Robot Wars melee action. Good night, God bless. Time to go back to your garage. Survival, the name of the game. And this is one tough customer. A true champion in our Sea Survivor final. And a close-fought final. Someone had to come out on top, and here they are. Congratulations on a magnificent performance in the arena today. Chaos at sea as the melee draws to a close. And we have a new Sea Survivor champion. They're no storm in a teacup. They smashed the competition. In the face of some tough competition, they simply showed them who was boss. Taking the runner-up prize in our Sea Survivor final after a very, very close battle. Well done indeed. Massacring the opposition in ideal style. we crown our new champions here in the scrapyard. The scrapyard seeing a hard-fought contest in the Chainsaw Massacre event today, and our lucky winner takes the prize. And they survive the Chainsaw Special Melee Tournament to take the top prize, a worthy winner. They carve their way to the top of the scrap pile, our clear winners. They're not a roving pile of junk. That's one mean winning machine. Second place in the Chainsaw Massacre tournament, just missing out on the top spot as it draws to a close. They look very good, but got massacred in the end. Third place in the final result goes to this plucky competitor. Well done for getting so far in what is a tricky event. I think they can do better, but third isn't bad. Better oil their chainsaw for next time, eh? Mashed and mangled, out it goes, and the battle continues to find a chainsaw-wielding champion of destruction. Flipping hell! We have our winners! Second place in the Flip Frenzy, and only a short step from there to the championship win. Maybe next time. Only the second best flippers on the day. Perhaps they should practice some more. A step closer to victory with this third place in the Flip Frenzy tournament here at this lonely military outpost. Third is good, but surely they can flip better than that. Better get practicing. And we leave them to rust in the wilderness as they fall prey to the stronger robots here in deepest Siberia. Out they go from the Flip Frenzy final, their championship hopes dashed in this chilly arena. Frozen in the heat of battle. I'm afraid they're out. Better luck next time. And proving they could hold their nerve to the end, our surviving contestant takes the championship prize with a fascinating display of martial prowess. And our Nerves of Steel champion will be returning triumphant from New York after annihilating all comers in this frenzied final. They made it to the final against all odds, but now their story of the championship reaches an end. And in a tough final, there have to be losers. Unfortunately, this robot's joining them today, but maybe it'll be a different story next time they meet. Crushed, bashed, burnt. I'm afraid you're out of the competition. The volcanic violence is over, and a winner emerges. Take your prize, and well-deserved it is too, after a gripping final bout. A championship-winning performance guarantees them the win. And they've impressed everyone here today witnessing this volcanic violence competition. The chaos is over, and our battered and bruised winner knows it was all worthwhile. Their hard work repaid by the championship prize. And in the heat of the battle, one robot rocketed to the winner's podium. What a team they were. They're top of the robot gladiators here today. What a battle it was. Second place, but there's still light in their eyes. A worthy contender, and the crowd showing their appreciation nonetheless. Second on the podium, and worthy of that place too. But perhaps they can get first next time. The battery's no more. Neither of their chances. They're out. The battery's no more. Looks like they'll be pushing it home. The engine's defunct. Now they'll have to bow out of the competition. Oh, what a shame. I can see smoke. Looks like the engine's been blown. That can't have been healthy. I think the engine's broken. Is it a loose connection? It's not moving, that's for sure. The battery's failed. They're immobilized. Something's wrong. I think they've lost their battery. It's not moving, is it? I think they're out of the contest. And rigor mortis seems to be setting in. And that's it for them. Immobilized and out. Listen to it struggle. Uh-oh, they've stalled the motor. What a way to go. The wheels are damaged, and I don't think they can move around. It's game over for them, I'm sorry to say. The wheels no longer work. They'll have to concede defeat. Without wheels, they're not going anywhere. It's goodbye to our valiant robot here. Those tracks won't turn. I think they're immobilized. The tracks aren't working. I'm afraid they're out. Oh, commiserations, I suppose. Those tracks don't look roadworthy. I think they're immobilized. Something's wrong. Those wheels aren't moving. And they're immobilized. The wheels aren't turning. Looks like they're immobilized. Something's wrong with the wheels there. Are they immobilized? That nasty crunch signaled the end of their differentials. They're immobilized, I fear. They're immobilized. I can see no movement. That's it. Game over. They're immobilized. That sparking from the motors seems to suggest they're not going to work now. The motors are sparking, don't seem to be turning. It's game over for them, I'm afraid. I thought I saw some sparks. They may have burnt out the motor. They have! It's game over. The motor's shot, and so are their chances. The motor has failed. Nothing is moving, and I'm afraid to say they're immobilized. The differential's broken. They're not going anywhere. They're immobilized, I'm afraid. Something's wrong. I think they've got troubles with their gearing. It's all over. I think the motor stalled as it was flipped. Oh, what a shame. They're out. It's stalled. That flip just stalled them. They're out of the contest. No time for the house robots to trash the immobilized robot. The round is over. Saved by the bell there. The house robots were looking hungry. They got away lightly. The house robots were looking to move in for the kill, but the clock saved them. Time is up. Sir Kay wanted to dig his claws in. No, not tonight, my friend. They were lucky there. The clock's run its course, and there's no time for the house robots to inflict real damage. In comes Sir Kill-A-Lot with his lance. This could be trouble. Look at the powerful claw of Sir Kill-A-Lot there. He's going to cause some damage now. It's the Kill-A-Lot. That's Sir Kill-A-Lot to you. And Sir Kill-A-Lot unceremoniously dumps them into the pit. Good night. Into the pit and out of the competition they go, thanks to the powerful grasp of the deadly Sir Kill-A-Lot. In comes Matilda with her chainsaw, and she takes a bite out of the helpless robot. In comes Matilda. She's not pulling any punches. It's Matilda, and she's baying for blood. Robot blood, that is. Pushed onto the arena flipper by Matilda, and it's time to fly. Matilda lines them up. Houston, we have a problem. Matilda lines them up by the pit. Who has the honours? Matilda daintily lines them up by the pit. Thank you very much. Has she got no heart? Matilda pushes them into the pit of oblivion. Out they go. Sergeant Bash lines them up, ready to be shoved into the pit, placed on the edge of the abyss by Sergeant Bash. And the sergeant throws them into the pit as they're shown who really is the boss. Plink, plunk. The sergeant dumps them into the pit. In comes the saw of dead metal. Just listen to it grind away. Just watch those sparks as dead metal comes in for the kill. He's hungry for the taste of metal. They're about to become dead metal. This could hurt. Dead metal lines them up on the flipper, ready for their first flying lesson. On to the arena flipper, says dead metal. Watch them fly. Dead metal pushes them to the side of the pit. It's time for the pit. Dead metal lines them up for the kickoff. In they go. You can almost see Dead Metal smiling there. Into the pit with you. Dead Metal adds to his kill total. In comes Shunt with his powerful axe. They're about to get shunted. In he comes. Bang! Here comes Shunt. Look out. Things could get ugly now. Shunt lines them up on the arena flipper. Have they got a parachute? Shunt plops them onto the arena flipper. It's time to soar. Shunt sets them up, ready to be pushed into the pit. Shunt moves them to the edge of the pit. Shunt just knocks them into the pit. Another robot rusts in pieces. In they go from a gentle shove by Shunt, and the flipper flings them into the air, and down they come with a crash. Get ready for a crash landing. There goes the flipper. Crash, bang, wallop. Hope they enjoyed that little trip. They want more. Hey, I think they're dead already. Go on, leave them alone. They want another piece of the corpse. They're hungry for more. They won't let them go that easily. Hey, you've won already. Leave them to the house robots. They just won't let it lie, will they? They push the robot into the pit and remove their last shred of dignity. In you go. You just weren't good enough. Plop into the pit with you. Let the wars begin! Robot is ready! 3, 2, 1. Activate! Cease! End! Stop! Finish! Oh! 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 Ah! 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 Whoa! Whoa! Whoa there! Oh my word! Oh my word! Oh yes! Yes! Look at that! What a crunch! Ouch! Yikes! Blimey! Marvellous! This is what we like! Destruction and mayhem! Bring it on! Must be dazed and confused! Great stuff! Magic! Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear! Oops! Goodness me! Crikey! What a shame! What are they doing? What on earth?
Horrendous mistake! What a tragedy! That's laughable! Oh, tragedy strikes! That's not good! Hang their heads in shame! Welcome to Robot Wars, and we're looking forward to a great battle! It's Robot Wars, and we're looking for some carnage today! Welcome! We're anxiously waiting for the robot destruction to begin! Robot Wars at its finest! It's grudge match time! Are you ready for some Robot Wars mayhem? We're really looking forward to this Robot Wars tag team extravaganza. It's tag team time here on Robot Wars. 2 teams, 4 robots. It's guaranteed destruction here on Robot Wars. Welcome to Robot Wars. It's tag team time. Get ready for some real action. It's tag match Robot Wars. It's melee time. Get ready for some frantic action. Welcome to Robot Wars. And get ready for some melee mayhem. It's melee time here on Robot Wars. Hold on tight. It's gonna be a rough ride. Get ready, robot ears. It's time for some frantic melee action. Grab the seat of your chair and hold on. It's melee time here on Robot Wars. Welcome to Robot Wars, and it's test time for our competitors. Go get that flag! Time to capture the flag here on Robot Wars. It's the collateral damage round, where our competitors simply destroy everything. Welcome to Robot Wars and the collateral damage round. Time for some collateral damage. Are you ready? Smash the place up! It's collateral damage time here on Robot Wars. Welcome to Robot Wars. And it's time for our robots to run the gauntlet. It's time to run the gauntlet here on Robot Wars. Are you ready for some frantic flag action here on Robot Wars? Let's have a look at who's in this round. Let's look at the competition. Let's take a look at the robots. Time to have a close look at the lineup. So, who's in this round? Who have we got in the lineup? It's going to be fast and frantic. It's time to capture the flag. Time to practice your attacking skills. Go get that bear. Let's see if you're ready for a real fight. Time to try your hand at a real battle. Let's fight. Can you take on Sir K? He's the toughest of them all. Now this really is the ultimate challenge. Can you beat Sir Kill-A-Lot? Try and avoid those bollards. Everybody's going to be after that flag. Here goes more Robot Wars. Come on, it's not that hard. Watch out for that. Well done. Getting pretty good with those controls now, aren't you? Looking good. Time to try a new challenge. Let's see how good you are with those weapons. Good stuff. Time for your next challenge. That's the assault course completed. Time for the next challenge. Better put your earplugs in. It's time for Mad Bomber. No more grief from that bear. He's been well and truly stuffed. Great stuff. But can you destroy someone who fights back? That's one grisly death for that bear. What's the matter? Is he too tough for you? Can't even kill a bear? How do you expect to kill robots? Lacking in killer instinct there. Even a stuffed toy's too much for you. Mad Bomber time here on Robot Wars. This will go down in the history books. You've beaten Sir Kill-A-Lot. Amazing! They truly are the hardest, baddest, bestest robot in the world. They've trashed Sir Kill-A-Lot. How? This is incredible. Sorry, but Sir Kill-A-Lot, well, kills a lot after all. It's not called the ultimate challenge for nothing. Maybe next century for you. You're going to have to do something special to beat Sir Kill-A-Lot. Better get your protective gear on. It's Mad Bomber time. Aggressive by name and aggressive by nature. The aggressor is here. Now this is Nuts and Bolts. A shabby contraption with a trick or two up its sleeve, though. Be wary. Be extremely wary, because this is Switchblade. A wicked individual. Cutthroat. Looks like it belongs on a pirate ship, doesn't it? But instead, it's here on Robot Wars today. It isn't even that time of year, but Xmas Destruction destroys all year round. Never say die. That's the motto of Morticon. Hope all these robots are insured, because it's the Mad Bomber round. This robot's here to amaze. Welcome, Scimitar. Buzz has arrived, and it certainly will give the audience a buzz today. A mammoth of a robot. Can any robot match the sheer size of 00? Say a big hello to Loki before it says hello first. If you thought the saber-toothed tiger of the Ice Age looked menacing, you've seen nothing yet.
Here's its modern-day counterpart encased in metal. It's Sabretooth. Once this robot erupts, there's nothing stopping it. Meet the Manic Volcanic.
It's Robot Wars, and prepare for some explosive action in the Mad Bomber Round.
This is Hawkeye. It'll never let you out of its sight. Heavy metal is here. No, not the music. The robot. Agitator is the name. Agitation is its game. Maximilian's a robot with a difference. It enjoys pain, and it's here to prove it. Only time will tell. A menacing brute that's plenty of pain to dish out. Meet Coopertron. This robot doesn't take any prisoners, and its name speaks for itself. Here's the Scragger.
Collateral damage is all about smashing the place up. Watch the debris fly.
Deadly and pointed. Definitely not in need of being sharpened. It's the Pencil of Death. Welcome, Chaos 2, a previous champion of Robot Wars. He's fast, lean and mean with a flipper powerful enough to throw his adversaries out of the arena. It's Panic Attack, a crowd favourite, fast and clever. This competitor uses its lifting spikes to push opponents around the arena. Be wary or you'll be panicked. Here's Pussycat. But with that carbon steel cutting disc, he's anything but cuddly. The blades can chop through most materials with ease, and the wheels allow it to run either way up. This one is perfect competitor. Always a crowd favourite. It's Dietor. Let's see if they can put that flipping arm to good use, and maybe even avoid setting fire to that fur this time. The robot everyone loves to hate, Mortis. One of the most expensive and most competitive robots ever. It has a lifting arm as well as that powerful axe. Let's see if all that money will pay off.
It's Robot Wars, and we're about to see our robots run the gauntlet. It's time for our competitors to try their luck at the gauntlet. Let's see how our robots do against the house robots as they run the gauntlet. It's the assault course that'll challenge the toughest of robots. The gauntlet. It's time for some robot pinball. Who's going to be top of the leaderboard? Welcome to Robot Wars and the pinball competition. It's pinball time here on Robot Wars. It's time to get all giddy on the Robot Wars pinball table. Time for some pinball action here on Robot Wars. Let's look at the lineup. Let's look at our competitors. Who have we got today? Which robots are dueling today? Who's fighting it out in the arena today? What's the lineup in today's battle? Right, let's see if you've got the controls of your robot down to a T. Time for slalom. You any good with those controls? Let's find out. In the slalom, have you got those controls sussed yet? See if you can attack the assault course. Get ready for the assault course. This'll test your driving skills. That's one mean-looking teddy. See if you can show him who's boss. No. You're supposed to go around them. Stop hitting those bollards. Well done. That's the slalom over. Nice one. Well done. Try the next challenge. You got the hang of those controls now, I see. What are you doing? Come on, it's not that hard. Dearie me, that's pitiful. Try again. You really need to learn how to use those controls. Come on, get round it. Practice your driving skills a bit more. That's terrible. You'll have to learn those controls a bit better. Bad driving there. Perhaps you better try again, eh? That's not good enough. Hope you don't drive like that in competition. What are you doing? You're going to have to learn how to master those controls. Try again. Go on. Get that vicious bear. He won't be growling much more. Not looking so fierce now, is he? Get stuck in. Ripping that bear apart. Go for it. That's one deadly bear. Not any longer, though. That's one dead bear. Time for the next challenge. What's this? Stuffed animal, right? I don't think so. Well done. You've got all the skills you need to take them on in competition. You've done it. Time for some real competition. Well done. Best start on the tournament circuit and see how you do. Let's see how you cope in competition. You trashed that one. Oh dear. You'll never make it in competition like that. That's pretty poor. You best try that again. You'll get slaughtered in competition if you play like that. Think you better review your tactics. That's just not working. This is incredible. You've taken on Sir Kill-A-Lot and won. Incredible. Amazing. The ultimate challenge is just too tough for you, eh?
It's light. It's mean. It's a fantastic machine. Say hello to the light fantastic. It's devious. It's cruel. Ragnarok is here to shock. Here it is, the Argo. It's a devilish piece of machinery that's renowned for causing bother. Here's Sparko to kick some robot butt. Robotica. Yeah, what an imaginative name. Let's see if the performance in the arena, though, is as imaginative. Like a whirlwind of terror. The Hurricane is here to inflict pain. Rock steady and raring to go. This is the Rock. I always thought the Granite was tough. Well, it was before the granite grinder arrived on the scene, leaving the bell tower in Notre Dame behind. The hunchback has arrived, and it's got the hump. Catharsis will have you screaming for more. It usually does. From the industrial workshop of robot hell, Smoghead honours us with its presence. Punchline will cause devastation wherever it may be. The Marshal will try to take control if you're not careful. Here it is, Robovore. It's got a nasty bite. Try to steer clear of Fang. This robot had better not get too hot under the collar, or there'll be a meltdown. Please put your hands together to welcome Odin. This is Salvage, a concoction of spare parts thrown together to create a monster. Beware! Here's a feisty robot. Don't mess with Beccatron, otherwise it'll snap at you. The only reason Warsaw is here is to entertain and hopefully win. A scoundrel will be mischievous no matter where it goes. Meet Alley Cat. Body Splash. This robot really is a handful. The plague is menacing, swift and deadly. Time for a vaccination, I think. This robot certainly keeps our engineers in a job. It's the Bullock. Cool, calm, collected and hellish are the only words I can find to describe Electra. It's a frisky little number, this robot. Watch out, because the Tiger's in town. Built in the city and as strong as an ox. It's Urban Avenger. Now, this robot will cause a sting if cornered. Round of applause, please, for Porcupine. It likes to thrill and also drill. A warm welcome for Driller Thriller. Fatty, one of the largest we've seen on Robot Wars, is here for you all to see. In fact, you can hardly miss it. A rogue, to say the least. Be aware, because Timser's here. Skull Dragged. Oh, I know that feeling well. It's here for us all to experience. The Skull Dragger. This is Troubleshooter, a robot that has no fear. It'll hurt, cause pain, and generally sends other robots insane. I have to warn you about this bot. In fact, no, I don't. I'll let you see for yourselves what it's capable of. It's Robodome. It's time to mash and it's time to thrash. Here's the Techno Masher. The only chamber that this robot will be in is one of the Robot Wars arenas. Welcome, a torture chamber. It's time to introduce Debunker, a robot that'll certainly take advantage if given the chance. Here's Major Damage. And yes, you've guessed it, it causes major damage. There are no werewolves around the place, I hope, but just in case there is, we've Silver Bullet. Firestorm 2 is an expensive robot, but worth the money. Its wedge shape helps it catch its opponents and guide them onto its powerful flipper, and once a robot's upside down, they often can't get back up. Behemoth, a huge beast of a robot. That powerful scoop at the front's great at throwing opponents around the arena, and the spikes on the back can leave a nasty dent. Hypnodisc is here again, with that huge flywheel at the front. Their opponents are first entranced and then bashed to smithereens. The other robots had just better keep their eyes on the prize. Razor has an incredibly powerful gripping arm that creates some of the most spectacular damage we've yet seen in Robot Wars. We could be in for some gripping action here. Terahertz is a newcomer to Robot Wars from the Kilohertz team. Let's see what it's capable of. Matilda is vicious to say the least. It's a battery-driven robot with a thermonuclear starter motor. The weapons at its disposal are hydraulic-powered tusks and an adjustable chainsaw running at 3,000 revs per minute. This is Shunt. It has a prototype cold fusion engine that's powerful enough to drag a loaded vehicle from a standing position to 6 miles an hour. It wields a diamond-edge axe, delivering a blow of 500 kilograms per square centimetre. Not one to mess with. Here's Sergeant Bash. Its power comes from 4 batteries running in parallel, and it has conduits attached to the flamethrower that vent heat to power its steam engine. Its weapons come in the form of a propane-fueled flamethrower, a rear-mounted circular saw, and a powerful set of front-mounted pincers. Sir Killalot is the king of the house robots. It has a petrol-driven engine with hydraulic power packs, and with its hydraulic lance and cutter, it's feared by any robot that dares to enter the arena. Dead Metal is equipped with a battery-driven engine with a thermonuclear starter motor and weapons that make even the sturdiest of robots tremble. The pneumatic pincers and the adjustable 3,000 revs per minute circular saw cause destruction every time. Watch the sparks fly! Thor has a mighty hammer which is ready to crash and bash the opposition into submission. Better watch out, because he's got a thunderous temper. Armed and dangerous and looking to hack its opponents to scrap. Watch out! The Axe Master's about! The top seed, this robot obviously in with a good chance. Unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. Unseeded this time, but no slouch. This robot could do well. This robot isn't seeded, but but is well fancied in the pits, could be the dark horse of the tournament. This robot, unseeded, but could do better than everyone expects today. Not seeded in this competition, but this robot has the capability to cause a few upsets and surprises. Lots of potential in this unseeded robot. Could be one to look out for. A lucky teddy bear mascot giving this one a cute look that might be misleading. And clearly looking to confuse and hypnotise with those googly eyes. The googly eyes setting out to bemuse opponents with their weird stare. And ready to clean up with that duster. Let's hope they're not the ones being swept up after the battle. A feather duster too. Is it going to tidy up after itself? The team tell me someone will have to when they're finished. And that's fighting talk! I don't think the glass baubles will last very long in the arena, though. Why did they include them? Nicely decorated with those baubles, but are they going to be much help in the arena? I don't think so. Finally, a bit of wind power adds a strange touch to this robot's arsenal. A windmill toy fluttering on top of this robot. Not sure what use it's going to be to them, but they like it anyway. A serious robot with a silly string gun. A silly string gun, just an extra weapon. Although, not the most dangerous we've ever seen. Forever blowing bubbles, with the wand attachment too. Interesting bubble wand attached to this robot. Not much help in a fight, but it looks great when it works. Looks like it's planning on getting clean away with victory, with the foam gun attached. The foam gun's a fun touch. Should be entertaining to see in action. A bit of a disco diva with the flashing lights. More lights than a disco. This is Robot Wars. Not your Saturday night out, boys. Fighting for Britain here in the wars. Chorus of Rule Britannia, anyone? Flying its colours pretty clearly here. Can they take a title for the Brits? Vive la France, as they say. Flying the flag for France here in the wars, I see. Can the other competitors take this bull by the horns? The bull's horns looking very aggressive. We should be in for a good fight when this one gets in the arena. A bit of a Jurassic robot, this one. Let's hope it avoids extinction. Spiky by design, spiky by nature. This one looks like it has a mean temper. Look out for those fangs, too. Its bite, much worse than its bark from the look of those fangs. Looks like it could do with a manicure as well. Those claws look like they're itching to get into pitched battle. I'm sure we can oblige you there. And there's a rabbit's foot on there. Will it be luckier for them than it was for the rabbit, we wonder? Will the lucky rabbit's foot help them? And look out for the shark attack! A real predator with its own shark fins here. Better watch out for this one. Looking to bug the opposition with the funky insect antennae on there too. Insect antennae, making for interesting headgear on this robot too. And complete with fluffy dice. What remarkably good taste. Not sure what the fluffy dice bring to its design, but I'm sure they have a reason for them being there. The nodding dogs not gonna have much time to nod today. A nodding dog mascot perched on there too. I wonder if that'll last the round. It can't remember where it picked up the traffic cone though. Isn't that always the way? It's found a traffic cone somewhere to add to it too. Interesting, if not terribly useful. Generously showing the house robots where to aim too. Even painted on targets for opponents to aim at. How kind of them. Claiming to be a learner robot here. Do we believe that? A learner robot. Will it be easy meat for the opposition? Let's hope it can do more than just clown around. Don't be fooled by the clowning around. This robot means business. Caution! This robot takes no prisoners. Fair warning given on this robot. They won't be responsible for what happens if you tangle with it. Will it all be in vain, though? A strange vein design on this robot, giving it a very individual style. A lean and mean predator like the leopard, they tell me. Predatory and extremely dangerous with that leopard skin design. A stripy tiger skin completes the effect. Tiger, tiger, burning bright, come on in and feel our might. And let's hope it's not just a mad cow. Moo! Cows? Not famous for their ferocity, I don't think, but that could be misleading. Watch out for flamethrowers, though. That fur catches light very easily. Oh, delightful pink fur completing the look of this robot. Watch out for flamethrowers, though. That fur catches light very easily. Covered in strange green fur. They better hope no one has a flamethrower. Watch out for flamethrowers, though. That fur catches light very easily. Bright orange fur is the finishing touch on this robot. Let's hope they can avoid any fire hazards, though. A delicious gastronomic Swiss cheese look to this robot. Tasty. A Swiss cheese look. Let's hope it doesn't end up full of real holes. It's a lightweight robot. It's a lightweight category robot. It's a lightweight contender. It's a lightweight competitor. It's a middleweight robot. It's a middleweight category robot. It's a middleweight contender. It's a middleweight competitor. It's a heavyweight robot. It's a heavyweight category robot. It's a heavyweight contender. It's a heavyweight competitor. It's a super heavyweight robot. It's a super heavyweight category robot. It's a super heavyweight contender. It's a super heavyweight competitor. A fiery, hot-looking competitor, this one. Flames everywhere, but it's not on fire. Yet. It has a very piratical look to it. I expect to see it swashbuckling around the arena. Shiver me timbers! A nautical and dastardly robot we have here. It's a terrifying, toothy monster of a robot. Oh, what big teeth you've got! It's sporting some rather fine jungle camouflage, but that won't help it blend in here. At home in the jungle. But it's far from there now. Its urban warrior camouflage shows it means business. Something of an urban warrior. This robot won't stand for any nonsense. It's covered in learner stickers. I hope they don't think that'll make people go easy on them, claiming to be a learner robot. Yeah, but I've heard they can teach a few lessons themselves. It's got black and yellow stripes all over it. Looks to me like some kind of crazed robo-bee. Busy as a bee when it gets into the arena, this one, hence the black and yellow stripes. It's definitely looking to scale the heights of the Robot Wars Championships. Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second. Powered by a 6-volt battery. A 6-volt battery providing the power to this robot. Powered by a 6-volt sealed lead-acid battery. A 6-volt sealed lead-acid battery providing the power. Powered by 2 6-volt batteries. 2 6-volt batteries under there providing the power. The spike boxes can be very annoying if you get caught by them. There's the aim of the game. The end zone at the other side of the arena. The winner, the one who makes it through in the fastest time. That's if they get past the obstacles first. There's the target. The end zone at the end of the gauntlet. And safety. The left-hand route is fairly quick, but means getting past both Sergeant Bash and Dead Metal. Sergeant Bash and Dead Metal patrolling the left-hand route. You could take the middle route, but there are plenty of crates that could slow you down. Full of obstacles, but the middle route could be a good option. Finally, there's the right-hand route, which is the quickest, but means getting past Shunt and possibly being thrown into the water. Shunt patrols the right-hand route here, and the water is a real hazard, but it's the quickest route, so maybe worth the risk. The crane swings its large back hook back and forth, and can present a tricky obstacle. The crane hook swings, and you'll need to take care timing you run past that one. Whichever route you take, they'll meet up back at the ramp to get onto the ship. All routes lead to the ramp onto the ship before you can reach the end zone. Those wooden pallets can really slow you down, and you've got to be careful not to fall into the ship's hold, or you're not going to get any further. Obstacles in the form of pallets, and the final hazard is the ship's hold. If you manage to reach the end zone at the front of the boat, then consider yourself skilled. This is one tough challenge. It's not easy to make it to this end zone, but some do. Will you be one of them? 5 points for the damage to the barrel, 10 on offer for full destruction. 5 points to be scored for each barrel, double if it's completely destroyed, which is what we should all be aiming for. 10 points available if they break the binding on the pipes, 25 points for damaging the pipe, 50 on offer for its destruction. The pipe binding is worth 10 points, damage to the pipes is worth 25, and a full 50 points if you smash them to pieces. A full 100 points for destroying the flame pipes, if you manage it. A tough challenge ahead if you set out to destroy the flame pipes, but 100 points to be gained if you succeed. 80 points will be added to your total for breaking the flame pipe valve. The pipe valve is worth 80 points on your score if you destroy it completely. 10 points for causing damage to the junk, 20 if you can really trash it. 20 points to be gained if you destroy the junk piles, half points for damage. 10 points if you can break the glass on the washing machine door, 25 points for damaging the rest of it, and 50 points for annihilating it. The washing machine is good for points, 10 for the glass, 25 for the body, and a full 50 if it's in pieces when you've finished. Burst the pump on the fridge for 10 points. Give it some real damage for 25 points, and 50 points if you can really make a mess of it. The fridge can earn you some good points. 10 for the pump, or 25 for good damage, 50 if you rip it apart completely. Damage to the car is worth 30 points, and a full 100 points is on offer for its complete destruction. 30 points going for damaging the car, or 100 if you trash it completely, although that takes time. 100 points are on offer for trashing the conveyor control consoles. The conveyor control console's worth 100 points there. 5 points for damaging the boxes and 10 for completely destroying them. The boxes worth 5 points, or 10 if they're smashed up properly. Quite a few points available on the forklift. 10 for detaching a wheel, 20 for destroying each wheel. Damaging the body will earn points in stages. 25, 50, 100 and 150 for wrecking it. Damaging the forks will earn 50 points, and destroying them will earn 100 points. A good target to go for. Quite a few points available on the forklift. 10 for detaching a wheel, 20 for destroying each wheel. Damaging the body will earn points in stages. 25, 50, 100 and 150 for wrecking it. Damaging the forks will earn 50 points, and destroying them will earn 100 points. A good target to go for. Quite a few points available on the forklift. 10 for detaching a wheel, 20 for destroying each wheel. Damaging the body will earn points in stages. The forklift, a good place to earn points. 10 for a wheel, 50 for damaging the forks, or 100 for smashing them to pieces, and up to 150 points for the body, depending on the level of damage. 30 points for damaging a pipe, and 50 points for destroying it. The pipe's worth 30 to 50 points depending on the damage done. 50 points for damaging the control consoles, and 80 available if you reduce them to scrap. Up to 80 points to be earned attacking the control consoles. 50 points for the damage to the vehicle, and 100 points will be yours if you can wreck it properly. The wheels will give you an additional 20 points, and smashing the light will give you an extra 10 points. A good way to score points. The personnel vehicle's a great point-scoring opportunity for a determined robot. Up to 100 for the body, along with 20 for the wheels, and 10 for the lights. And you've a good score building up there. Get rid of those pesky flamethrowers, and earn yourself 100 points. 100 points on offer for trashing the flamethrowers around the arena, and a magnificent 200 points for the rocket access tower. Watch where it falls, though. If anyone manages to topple the access tower, they'll deserve the 200 points for it. Keep away from the CPZs if you know what's good for you. Getting dangerously close to the CPZ that time. Edging a little close to the CPZ that time. Oh, that's a bit close to Sir Killalot for comfort. You don't want to get in Sir Killalot's grasp. Sir Killalot won't be messed with. Better keep away from there. Matilda is hungry. Is she going to get a bite to eat? Matilda is ready and waiting. Matilda invites you into play. Her game's a little bit rough for most robots, though. Think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. I think Dead Metal's waiting to carve up another contender. Look out for Dead Metal's claws, or it could be curtains. Dead Metal waiting for his chance to get stuck in. Could be in for a shunting. Look at Shunt's axe gleaming. He's just raring to go. Shunt, ready to deal with any trespassers. Pushed into the clutches of Sir Killalot. Could be in trouble here. Sir K looks angry. And into Sir Killalot's CPZ, and he's not pleased. Straight into the reach of Shunt. Oh, this could hurt if Shunt sticks his axe in, and Shunt sees his chance. Here he goes! Into the path of Matilda, and she takes no prisoners. Into Matilda's CPZ. This could be trouble. Oh my word, it is too! And Matilda with a chance to attack now. Pushed into Sergeant Bash. It could be toast. Oh dear, Sergeant Bash comes into play. Just watch that flamethrower. Sergeant Bash is on duty, and his duty is to destroy. In comes Dead Metal, and it could be time for the scrapyard. Look out for that saw, or the sparks might really begin to fly. Oh, and they do now. Dead Metal delighted to come in for some action now. He's been waiting for this moment, you can tell. They've driven straight towards the CPZ. They've driven straight into danger. Are they mad? And into the CPZ they go! And that's a bad move! Oh, dear! The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. The crowd like that one. Listen to them shout. The crowd are going wild for this action. And the crowd stamp and cheer. This is what they're here for. The crowd screaming their appreciation of this marvellous action. Chants of pit, pit, pit going around the arena. Better give them what they want then. The crowd want them in the pit. Just listen to them. So close to the target, but can they get it before they get bashed? Seeded second. And one to keep an eye on is this. Powered by two 12-volt batteries. Two 12-volt batteries powering the robot. Powered by two 12-volt sealed lead-acid batteries. Two 12-volt sealed lead-acid batteries powering this robot. Powered by three 12-volt batteries. Three 12-volt batteries used to give this robot enough power. Oh, nearly grazed them. The heavy spike ball thumps into them and that could cost them time. Watch out for that spike. And the ball slowing them down somewhat. Straight into the path of the ball. Not the best driving there. Oh, and that wasn't a good idea. Into the ball. Past the ball now. And doing well. They made it past that one. On they go. Those spikes can really slow you down. The spikes can be a problem. Mostly because of the time they can lose there. And it's managed to get caught on the spike box trap. Need to get away quickly or a lot of time can be lost here. They're losing time here. The spikes holding them up badly now. They don't want to do that. Oh! What are you doing? Past those tricky spikes. And the spikes negotiated safely now. And they made it all the way through to the end zone. And they reached the end zone intact. It's all down to the times now. They make it to the end. And they just need to hope they made it quickly enough. Competitors can score points by getting balls or the large sphere into the shallow pit. The pit provides scoring opportunities for objects that end up in there. Racking up the points now. Point scoring going well with those small balls dropping into the pit. That's 25 points for the silver sphere. And the sphere goes in for another 25. They could have trouble getting out of there. They've got themselves stuck in the shallow pit. Disaster! Oh no! In the pit they go! And that's it! Listen to the whirring of that drill. That could cause some damage. The drill buzzing away ominously. Can they get in under the drill tower? That's getting dangerously close there. Almost in the drill tower that time. Listen to the grinding metal. Ouch! Got them against the drill. This could hurt. Oh, my ears! That's going to need some repairs afterwards. The drill bit rotating and cutting away. It'll make mincemeat of that armour if it doesn't escape soon. And it's drilling away. This won't be pretty. You can hear the damage. In fact, you can almost feel it yourself. Straight onto the drill. That's really not the best idea. And that wasn't very clever now, was it? The flame pipes now gushing fire as the valve is opened. The flame bursting out as the valve is opened. And the valve switched off again. How long for, we wonder? The flames dying down rapidly as the valve is switched off. And the valve is broken! Better watch those flames! There goes the valve! The flames are here to stay! And the valve is broken! Those flame pipes out of action for the battle now! The valve is destroyed, and no more flames today now. 80 points on the total for breaking the flame pipe valve. Another 80 points scored for the valve. The flame pipes gouting a blast of fiery heat. They'll continue unless someone shuts them off of the valve. Things are gonna hot up now. It's gonna get hotter in this arena now. This could burn some paintwork. Are they looking for the barbecue? Close enough to get singed there. I can hear them roasting. Those flames are red hot. Oh! How do you like your robot? Well done. Ouch! That's not the best place to be. Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. Straight into the flames. Guess they don't like the cold weather. Into the fire. And are you sure it's hot enough? Wow, flames everywhere as they make a big hole in the pipes. And the pipe goes. And the flame going everywhere. A full 100 points for destroying the flame pipes. A great addition to the score. Racking up another 100 points by destroying the flame pipes there. 100 points. Thank you very much. There go the pipes. Getting very close to the edge there. Mind the gaps in the fence. It's all too easy to go over the edge, especially with a handy shove from another robot. Watch that gap in the fence. Keep away from that edge, unless you fancy a dip. And they topple over the edge, through that gap in the fence. And they're pushed through the fence. And it's good night to that robot. It's a watery end to you. There they go. And I hope they can swim. Oh, straight through the fence gap. And that's the end of the contest for it now. And they drove straight through the gap. How stupid was that? Out it goes, and no one to blame but themselves for that one. They're fixed solid with the binding. The pipes are fixed, all bound together, knocking the pipes around there, banging into the pipes there, and the pipes are set free to roll around the deck. The pipe's rolling around loose now. That's 10 points for the pipe binding there. Let's see if they can smash some pipes. There goes the binding. 10 points. That's the end of that pipe. The pipe is gone. Smashed to pieces. 25 points so far for the work on the pipe. 50 on offer if it destroys it fully, though. Scoring half points so far. The full 50's on offer if the pipe is smashed. The pipe is no more. And 50 points added to the total. There it goes. And 50 well-earned points. They're skidding on the oil there. Watch the oil. That oil's very slippery. This is our third seed. Has a good chance of taking home the title. Powered by 3 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs. 3 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs in there for the power. Powered by a 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack. A 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack gives this robot all the power it needs. Powered by 2 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs. 2 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs inside this robot. Plenty of power there. Don't want to get too close to there. It's a long way down. Could be curtains if they end up down there. It's a hell of a drop. Keep away from the open doors. There's no way out of that pit. Here go the silo doors. This could make things interesting. The doors are opening, and we have a new hazard in this dangerous arena, and they're going into it. Oh dear, might not be in one piece after this. They've fallen in. It's good night from them. Whoops, they are no more as they plummet to the bottom of the missile silo. Into the silo pit they go, and they won't be getting out of there anytime soon. Smash into the pit. And that drop's gonna hurt. Don't think they really wanted to do that. Knock themselves out by driving straight into the open silo. And driving into the pit, they take themselves out of this contest. Silly. Very, very silly. Can they reach the switch and open those silo doors? Close to that switch now. Getting near the switch. Can they reach it? And they've got the switch. Click. There goes the switch. And the siren sounds. The siren starts up as they hit the switch. Warning! Warning! The pit is opening! 100 points added to the total as the silo door switch is activated. The switch scoring them another 100 points. Watch out for those mines! They might want to be careful in the minefield. Take it slowly through the mines. There are lots hidden under there. Thudding against the watchtower. You can just hear that timber splintering. And another shake as the watchtower comes under attack. Oh, here it goes! The watchtower is collapsing! Timber! The watchtower's toppling! And down it goes! A massive 200 points for destroying the watchtower! Timber! Very well done! The watchtower scoring 200 points! Ouch! That's got to hurt! Look out! Mine! Oh! Too late, I think! Watch out! Too late! The mine goes up! 10 points for blowing up a mine there. The mine gone, though, and 10 points scored. And there goes a mine! Some damage, but another 10 points too. Taking damage that time, but the mine gone! Look out! Could be robot soup if they end up in there. Things are hotting up. Let's hope they don't melt down. Avoid the molten steel, or it'll be molten robot. In they go! Not going to be much left of that robot. Oh dear! That robot's going to be little more than a puddle now. Ouch! That's what happens if you don't keep your cool. Try and recover from that one. It's all over for them. Oh! And I can't watch! They sink into the molten steel, and it's goodbye to this competitor. There they go! And they won't be getting out of there, although they might be poured out later. That's a stupid mistake, and it's cost them one melted robot. That was the worst thing they could possibly do here in this arena, and they did it. Into the molten steel they go. Look out, those flames could leave a scar. Those flames will toast them if they're not careful. It gets very hot as you near those furnaces. Look at those flames leaping out. You wouldn't want to be caught in those. Flames again. It's as if they're watching for the robots to come past. You can just hear the robot sizzling there. Flambe robot. How would you like yours, sir? Rare or well done? The flames, too much for this robot. It's having difficulty with them. The conveyor belt changes direction as one of them hits the switch. The belts stop and off they go again, changing direction. Heading up to the presses. The belt's going up, 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 back down to terra firma. The belt going down, further and further. Look out, or you could end up with hot steel on your head. This could hurt. Look out for that molten steel. This is a dangerous spot. Hot steel can seriously damage your robot. That's not going to do them any good. Superheated steel right on top of them. Ouch, this could really cause them some damage. And that looks painful. Can they withstand this? Oh, and they've been caught by the molten steel. This could be nasty. You don't want to be under there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Can they reach the switch? Yes! The conveyor belt's now reverse. Going in to try for the switch. Don't want to fall in there. You'll be out of the running. They want to avoid that hopper if they have their wits about them. Getting nearer to the hopper. And remember, it's impossible to get out of there once you go in. In they go. You're out. Off the edge. And into the hopper. They don't look pleased. Oh, into the hopper! And they're hopping mad. In they go! And that's the end of this contest for them. Down into the hopper and no way out from there. That's a silly move. They put themselves in the hopper. You're supposed to push other robots into the pit, not drive into it. Heading to the upper gantry. Up they go to the higher gantry. Back to the lower level. The belts head down from here to the lower area. Attacking the consoles. Trying to shut the conveyors down, perhaps. What are they up to? Trying to stop the conveyor belts? They must have a plan. The console powers down and brings the conveyor to a standstill. They've broken the console and the conveyor belt's no longer moving. The console goes up in smoke and the belts come to a halt. 100 points for trashing the console there. The console worth 100 points. Well done. That's broken it. Hope they can pay for that. The pipe broken. Such vandalism. Seeded third. No surprise that this robot's very highly thought of. Armoured in polycarbonate for good protection against piercing weapons. Armoured in bulletproof glass for good protection against spikes and axes. Shielded with polycarbonate. Shielded with bulletproof glass. Shielded with polycarbonate for good protection against piercing weapons. Shielded with bulletproof glass for good protection against spikes and axes. Oh dear, what are they doing? This run's a bit poor. They're going to need to do better than this. Loads of damage here. Some really high scores being racked up now. Look at the carnage. I wouldn't let these guys loose in my house. Wow, there's debris everywhere and just look at those points. Oh dear, just not causing enough damage. Are they bothering? They'll have to do better than that. What are they playing at? Go on, hit something. Anything. This is pretty poor. Go on, get stuck in. This is a good run. They're making good time. Can they keep it up? Made it a fair way through the course and in good time. They're doing well. Can they make it to the end? Going through the course at a rate of knots. Not doing too well here. Seems like they're being held up at every obstacle. This isn't a good run, I'm afraid. Oh dear, they'll need to do better than this. I bet they're kicking themselves here. They just can't get past anything. Both being very cagey early on. These two eyeing each other up. Very cautious here. No one wanting to make a false move. Don't hang about too long. There is a time limit on this. Both reluctant to make the first move in this battle, it seems. Come on, let's see a bit of aggression. Waiting for an opportunity to get to the more vulnerable areas. Looks like they're both waiting for someone to make a mistake. No one making a start yet. Maybe they're shy. Are they waiting to be introduced formally, do you think? Taking their time to decide on a move here. The remaining robots being more wary now. Those left in the arena, waiting for their chance to strike. Not much activity from some of the competitors left in the contest. They've seen robots eliminated, and now trying to be more cautious. You can be too cautious, you know, guys. The remaining robots, all a bit subdued now. All being rather cagey at this stage of the battle. A little aggression would go a long way against these robots, not making much of an attempt to get into a confrontation with the other robots. And the more active robots running away with this contest. It's rather quiet considering how many robots we have in the arena. Come on, get going! This robot not doing very much so far. It won't stand a chance unless it gets going. This competitor not making much attempt at any of the point scoring. If they don't get moving soon, the contest will be over and they'll be lacking in points. Come on, make an effort! Lots of points to be scored in this arena. Not moving towards any of the targets. What is it doing? Plenty of targets to aim for, but it doesn't seem to want to play today. And this robot doesn't seem interested in scoring points. Are they going to take part in this contest? And they're not making much attempt to reach the flag. This robot not even trying to go over to the flag. Don't let them get away with it! They've got the flag! Chase after it! They're not making much effort to offload the bomb so far. It could be suicide. You're going to have to move faster than that to survive this round. This robot determined to blow themselves up by the look of things. They won't get very far just waiting for the bomb to go off. This robot not making much effort to get through the gauntlet so far. Not making much progress through the gauntlet so far. You're going to have to try harder than that to make the distance. Are they going to move today? Or has it been immobilized already? On a tremendous charge now! Speeding across the arena! It's heading for a collision! On a direct collision course! And it's going to barge straight into it! Attempting to crash into it! Coming in for the kill! With all its weight behind it! Charging in with tremendous force! And it's heading straight in on a collision course! Trying to charge right in now! In it comes for an attack now! The impact! Not really hurting! Needs more force behind it to damage something as tough as this! No real damage that time! Just a bit of a jolt. Only a glancing blow that time. Barely grazing it as it passes. 10 out of 10 for effort, but no points for damage that time. Not enough to hurt, but a good try. A good attempt, but not quite enough that time. Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. A mighty clunk as it makes contact, but it's tougher than it looks. Only a few scratches this time. It smashes in, but standing up fairly well to this battering. Slamming in. You can see it starting to make an impression. Thudding in. Not strong enough to do too much damage. It's made a good start. It's beginning to cause some damage. Tremendous force behind that charge. You can see the huge dents the impact made, and it's taken a real battering with that blow. It crashes in, and that's gonna hurt. And in it goes. A lot of weight behind this robot are making good use of it to cause damage, and some serious damage with that blow. Very good charge from this robot, and the impact causing some real damage this time, and not quite managing to reach its target on this occasion. Having trouble catching it with the charge, almost catching it as it thunders past, but almost won't get you anywhere in Robot Wars. Fails in the attempt to smash into it there. Not that time, I'm afraid. No! It misses this time. Here it comes again, trying to impale with a spike. Seeded 4th in the competition. This robot isn't to be taken lightly. Armoured in aluminium. Armoured in light aluminium. Armoured in aluminium. Can this light armour stand up to the punishment here in the arena? Shielded with aluminium. Shielded with light aluminium. Shielded with aluminium. Can this light armour stand up to the punishment here in the arena? Smoking away! Caught in the intense flame! Burning away now in the flames! Scorched and looking rather sorry for itself after the flamethrower does its worst. Still burning away! Is he going to burst into full flame? And the flame just misses. Neatly avoiding the flamethrower there. Nowhere near with that blast of flame. The flame flicks past. Oh, close. Try again. You were nearly there. That band signals the end of their flamethrower. The tank has blown up. There goes the tank. And it's the end of the flamethrower. Fun for now. What else can they try? The torch cutter could be bad news if they catch up with it. Here comes the torch cutter, looking for a chance to blast away at it. Burning at a temperature of over 3,000 degrees Celsius. The torch cutter comes in. The torch cutter having a go now. In comes the torch cutter. This could be bad news for anyone in the way of it. Even the incredible blast from the torch cutter not having an impact. And it's not troubled by the attentions of the torch cutter so far. Amazingly, they don't seem to have taken any real damage from the torch cutter. The torch cutter burning away, but the damage superficial up to now. Well, it's spoilt the paintwork at least, and could spoil a lot more if it tries that again. The torch cutter not quite living up to its promise there, but if it can get a better attempt, devastating. The torch cutter making an impression, but we expected a bit more than that. I wonder what the problem is. Even the torch cutter seems to have trouble getting through this one. I don't think it'll take too many tries, though. Burning and cutting, the immense heat from that torch cutter. The sparks flying as the torch cutter sears into it. The stream of molten metal and gas melting away resistance. And everything else as well. Frighteningly powerful, that torch cutter. Burning so hot, very little can stand up to it. And this certainly can't. And the torch cutter goes straight through. Armour? What armour? It sears in with that incredible heat. And what can withstand this weapon? The torch cutter just misses. No success with the torch cutter. Unlucky that time, but they can't escape forever. Oh dear! The torch cutter snapped off! Well, it's pretty useless now, and a serious loss as the torch cutter breaks off, leaving them with much less damage potential, of course. The tank's blown! That's the end of the torch cutter! Up goes the tank! And the torch cutter just dead weight now! Smashing down with that mighty axe blade! Immediately attacking, the weapon flicking away. Immediately, it tries to slam down on it, chopping away. Can it get a good blow in? Smash! And again, heavy blows from the axe. The axe slamming in on the attack. In comes that heavy blade now. The axe chops away, but it'll need more effort behind it to cause damage here. The axe bouncing off. No damage visible. Hacking away enthusiastically. But they'll be lucky to get a scratch on this tough machine. Doesn't even scratch it with the axe this time. It's attacking well, but hard to see any damage that time. A good try, but no damage that I can see. Hacking away happily. The victim, not quite so happy. Raining down blows, making heavy weather of it, but some dents appearing. Bash! Another blow. Another dent. Slamming down the axe. Could be worse. They've got off lightly that time. And that made its mark. I can see it starting to give way! Some damage from the axe this time, looking promising. The heavy weapon crashing in and making mincemeat of this one. Determined to pound it into submission. And I think it's ready to submit now! Bash! Crash and smash! Looks like a crippling blow with the force behind that. Crashing down hard. The heavy axe making light work of the destruction. And the axe easily smashing through there. Pounding away. It's really taking some punishment from this axe now. Desperately trying to cause some damage, but to no avail. The axe slams down into thin air, flailing away with the axe. The axe flies past. No luck that time. Keep trying. That was unlucky, but it will catch it in the end. The axe has been broken off. No more use out of that then. Off comes the axe, leaving them with much less attack power. That's a real blow. The power source for their axe has been broken. It's pretty much useless now. The axe not much good now as the power source goes up in smoke. The hammer coming in for a try. Swinging in with the hammer. Look out! Trying to get the hammer in for a hefty blow to finish it off. Moving in on the attack. The hammer menacing. The hammer swinging in on the attack. Coming in with the hammer. It swings away. It shrugs the hammer blows off effortlessly. Not impressed by that in any sense of the word. No sign of a dent from that. Lucky escape. The hammer bouncing off easily. No sign of damage from that blow. It hits! No damage though. The hammer thumping into contact and scoring a dent at least. A jolt as the hammer thuds in for a blow. Really starting to give it some problems now. And a light hammering just for starters, I think. Crash as it lands a blow. That's not a bad try. And that hit! It hit! And it damaged, making a dent in there with a hammer. Immense crushing power behind the hammer blow. Look at the state of that. Bits flying off as the hammer blow really makes it count. He's trying to smash it to pieces with the hammer now and just might succeed at this rate. Look at that. In goes the hammer and there's a lot of momentum behind that weapon. Looking a bit sorry for itself as the hammer comes in and gives it another almighty blow. And it'll be in pieces if they carry on like that. The hammer working well against that. The fourth seed, and this robot definitely in with a chance today. Shielded with steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. Shielded with heavy steel. Covered in steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. Covered in heavy steel. The steel gives it quite resilient armor, especially against flames and cutters, of course. The steel shell of armor on this robot should cope with most attacks. Working away with the flipper as it tries to get underneath. Trying to get under there with the flipper. Up and down as the flipper shows its intentions. Don't say you weren't warned. And sneaking in to just slot the flipper under it and do its worst. The flipper just aiming to get underneath. Trying to sneak up with the flipper. Too heavy for the flipper to move. Or they didn't get enough power behind it. The flipper underneath tries to flip it, but barely lifts it. The flipper doing its best, but nothing happening. It doesn't quite manage to lift it enough. I thought they were going to flip it, but not quite. A gentle flip as it lifts and topples. Over it goes, slowly but surely. It goes up, it topples and falls,
And can it get back on its feet again is the question now. Onto its side as the flipper labours under the effort. More power needed, I think. The flipper not finding it too easy. But it's going over. Looks like hard work for the flipper, but it's going to make it. And look at the flipper power. They make it look easy as the flipper tosses it into the air. And they're out. Flipped straight out of the arena by the force of that flipper. And over it goes. Nice and easy. That flipper can lift a lot more than the weight of this robot from the look of it. And it flies into the air, propelled by that amazing flipper. Up they go. Whoosh. And crash! Not quite far enough underneath for the flipper to have a chance. And the flipper misses. This robot too nippy to be caught by the flipper. Dodges the flipper. Nicely done. A good try, but the flipper doesn't make it that time. The flipper's broken. Nothing to fear from that anymore. Off comes the flipper. And they'll be needing to spend some time fixing that after this. The air's leaking from the canister. That flipper isn't going to be much use now. The air hissing out, signalling the end of the flipper for now. Barging in to push it around. The weapon, trying to lift it and topple it. Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. Heading over to push and tip it if it can. In it comes. Can it get under there? Racing in on the attack. Can they lift it though? It gets underneath. Getting a grip. But not enough, as it fails to lift it. Pushing it around, but not causing any damage yet. Keep going. Lifting weapons ideal for pushing things around, although it helps if you can find a way to damage them too. So keep looking, boys. Pushing and shoving. But you need something to push into it hard to do any damage. Doing their best to push it against any obstacle they can find, but nothing damaging it so far. Pushing with some force there as it drives it back. Dents and scrapes as it bumps and barges around the arena. Taking a bit of a battering as it pushes it all over and tries to topple it. Lifting it just enough for it to fall over. Not much damage, though. A gentle push there. That won't do much damage. Not causing it too much pain so far. If they can lift it further, that would help. Pushing it so hard that over it goes with a huge crash. And it lifts, topples over, and down it goes. Could be in trouble now. It goes underneath and lifts as it pushes, taking plenty of punishment as it gets barged around the arena. And that's a good shove. It looks like that gave it trouble. Is that damage there? I can see some injuries on the shell there. All that pushing achieving something. Not quite far enough underneath to have a chance that time. And it misses! Needs to come around. Give it another go with a lifting weapon. This robot too nippy to be caught out like that. And it goes straight past, missing completely. You'll have to try harder than that to get hold of it. That won't lift anything anymore. Its lifting days are over for this battle. The power's gone from the weapon. No more lifting anything with that. The lifting power is given out. And now they're stuck with a useless weapon. It has a Sremek, though, trying to use it to get back on its feet. The Sremek hissing as it goes into operation. The Sremek thudding into the arena floor, trying to get a hold to push itself back over. Out pops the Sremek. Let's hope it works, or this will all be over. Can they rescue themselves with the Sremek? It has a Sremek, though. If they can get it working. Still in the fight, as the Sremek slowly turns it back over, flipping the right way as the Sremek does the business. And the self-righting mechanism saves the day, as it turns back over. On with the fight! Turning back over as the Sremek comes into operation. And they're back in the game as the Sremek saves the day. Off again as the Sremek brings them back into the action. The Sremek lets them down. Will they have chance for another try before the house robots decide it's all over? Doesn't seem to be enough to turn it back over. The Sremek straining away, and the panic must be building now. Pushing a little, but not enough. The robot stays out of action. And is it all over for them now? The Sremek not getting them back over yet. Keep trying though. Not enough yet. Push harder. The Sremek should work. The Sremek is broken. They better not get flipped over now. They're going to be stuck without a Sremek if they come up against a flipper. Out squirts the liquid nitrogen. Look at that super-cooled nitrogen. It really could cause problems for the other robots. Getting a bit chilly in here now. Watch out. There's a liquid nitrogen gun about, and it could be freezing time here. Time to bring out the big guns by the look of it. They've been cooled down. Are their dreams about to be shattered? It's Mr. Frosty the robot. Better watch your step. They've been put on ice. Cool down, my friend. You're in for a smashing time if you don't look out. If they can hit it now, it's gonna be goodbye. Can they smash them now? They've shattered the armor. This robot's in trouble now. It's shattered it. The robot's no more. This robot is seeded 5th
and it's likely to be a serious contender. Armoured with a layer of titanium, light but strong. Covered in light but tough titanium, has above average armour. A layer of titanium providing the armour. Titanium armoured shell, giving it good protection. The titanium armour provides a good degree of protection from cutting and piercing. Armoured in Kevlar.
And they've won! Victory in the final! It's all over! We have our champion! It's all over! No need to go to the judges! We have a conclusive victory in the final! That's it! Victory in no doubt at all! And a fine victory in the end! Hard fought, as these battles so often are. Second place, not bad at all. They tried their best. But there can only be one winner. They can be proud of second place. Maybe they can go one better next time out. Third place, pretty good, but they could do better. Still looking pretty good. They manage a great third place. They can't complain about that. This is tense. The final, on a judge's decision. And they've got it! They win the competition! I can hardly look. Who's going to win? Oh, they've got it! They win on a judge's decision! It's so close. But the judges have picked this one! I've got to go with their judgment as well. Who wins? The judges look like they have a winner. Oh, well, second, still very good. And not the top spot, but a second place, still worth getting. What do the judges say? Yes, they have it. A respectable third place. And the judges are going to choose. And it's a third place this time. Still a great result. And the judges say they didn't make it, but they got this far and should be proud. The judges' decision goes against them this time, but they came a long, long way. In the end, only one robot can survive the Annihilator and be crowned champion. That's the end of the final. Only one robot remains, victorious. The rest have been annihilated. And now it's all over. Only one robot left standing after the merciless Annihilator final. Congratulations to the winner. What a battle that was, with really any of the robots capable of winning. In the end, though, there could be just one winner. And there can only be one winner, while the rest are relegated to scrap. And what a winner we have. The winner of an Annihilator truly deserves the title of champion. A well-deserved win here today. Second place, a worthy contender, and one to look out for in the next competition. Not first spot today, but a second place in an Annihilator is a real achievement. A respectable third. Can they manage better next time? Third, better than nothing. But I'm sure we'll be seeing more of this robot. And after a climactic final, one robot remains standing. Bad luck to our losers, but congratulations to our worthy winner. We have a new champion of Robot Wars. Well, that's the end of the war. And what a war it's been. Bravo to our winners, for they are the new Robot Wars champions. And after a gripping final, we eventually have a winner. Welcome your new Robot Wars champion! The final of Robot Wars is going to a judge's decision. Can you believe it? They've got it! Amazing! What a competition that was! And after this amazing contest, we finally have a winner on a judge's decision. So there you have it. Out of 36 robots we started with, only one remains. And that is our new Robot Wars World Champion. And after 5 grueling rounds of robotic mayhem, one robot has hacked, slashed, rammed, and bashed its way to the top, and rightly deserves to wear the crown of the World Champion of Robot Wars. And after many rounds of violent combat, we have the winning robot. I give you the new World Champion! They've braved the weather and won the Open Trophy. They were the worthy winners in the end. They can bask in the glory of this cold, cold night on the North Sea as they carry the trophy home. And after the fresh air battering of this incredible Open tournament, the victors get ready to head home with the trophy. It's going to the judges, and they've got it! It may be cold and dank and dark here, but I'm sure they're smiling anyway. And the judges will have to step in with a decision. And they win! The judges are unanimous, merciless, and victorious. We have our rooftop champions. They're on top of the world, and rightly so. That's it. We have our winners of the rooftop punishment. Time's up, and the judges have gone for them. We have our rooftop champions. The clock stopped, and the judges have decided we have our kings of the Tokyo skyline. It's hamburgers all round as they celebrate their glorious victory. They've done it. The championship is theirs. They left the competition out at sea, and they take the title. Any prize well earned in this very tough event. Have they done it? Yes, they have! The judges saved them from being cast off and cast away. And as the clock ticks down, the judges get ready to choose a winner. And they've done it! They've junked the opposition and come out as kings of the scrap heap. And they take the scrap yard cup. It may be made from scrap, but it's still priceless to them. They're on top of the heap. And that's a good spot even on a scrap heap. Take your cup. You are the new champions. It's gone to a judge's decision, and it's in their favour. They're not down in the dumps now. And the judges ponder, and they've done enough. They've done enough, and they take the title. Crack open the vodka and celebrate. They are the Russian Rampage champions. It may be cold here in Siberia, but our champions' hearts are warm. They've done it. And in from the cold, our new champions head home with their fine trophy. This could be close. Oh, yes! And they've got it! There'll be Russian dancing tonight! And the verdict from our Russian judges is in! And they've done it! The rampage is over! And they take the prize! They're no lightweights. These champions have fought their way through to victory. And we have our champions! The Liberty Lightweight Steel Trophy is theirs! And the new Steel Trophy holders take their prize! A well-deserved win! Time's up! And there's no clear winner! And they have it! They were as tough as steel throughout! And as time runs out, the judges signal the winner, and here it is! The new champion here in New York! They've won it! The war's over! And we have our champions! That's it! The War of Independence has its victors, and they deserve it. And the War of Independence is over, and we have our winner. What do the judges say? They're home free, and our heroes of the day. We're going to the judges for a result here, and there are new champions here in New York. It's the end of the competition, and our winners rocketed ahead of the pack, and they win it. They just blasted the competition away, and the outright winners take their prize after wiping out all opposition here in this top secret contest. Better go to the judges. And they have it! It was an explosive competition, and the judges mulling it over. And they've decided we have a winner. They beat the rest of the field and go through to the next round. And the timer runs out. The highest point scorer goes through. Everyone else is off home. They've done enough to earn them a place in the next round. That's enough. They make it through to the next round. And can they go all the way here? The losers go out, and the winner goes on. We'll see them in the next round. Oh dear. They haven't made it. Got to improve their driving skills for next time. They need to keep hold of that flag. Just not enough points scored, I'm afraid. Not enough points to make it this time. They need to keep hold of that flag for longer. As the time counts down to the finish, to the victor, goes the spoils. And after a fine display of evasive prowess, our winner has emerged. And at the end of this Capture the Flag tournament, we have our standard bearer. We have our winner. And the contest is over. Our flag holders become the trophy holders. And let's hope they hold on to it for a very, very long time. It's all over. They kept going long enough. They've really earned the prize. Second place and a respectable performance. First place is within their grasp. They get a good result. Second is something to celebrate. Third place, a good result, and moving up the rankings. And with a good showing, they managed third place. I'm sure we'll see more of this robot in future events. Not their day today. Needing more speed, more practice. Better luck next time. Just couldn't hold on for a placing, but they'll be back to fight another day. Well, they didn't make it today, but well tried.
On good form lately, as you can see by the 5th seed placing. Looking for good things from this robot here today. Shielded with titanium aluminium alloy. Shielded with expensive titanium aluminium alloy for great protection without too much weight. Covered in titanium aluminium alloy. Covered in expensive titanium aluminium alloy for great protection without too much weight. The titanium aluminium alloy shell providing good protection from most types of attack. A titanium aluminium alloy armored body that should deflect a good number of attacks.
Time runs out, along with the contest for our unlucky losers. They really didn't seem to get going in that round. They go out. And we have a winner, scoring the most points, the most damage, the most destruction. The arena lies battered and broken as we cheer our new champion. And following a most impressive trail of destruction, we have our winner. And my goodness, would you just look at our arena now? A very worthy victor after a very solid run. The time's up. That's the end of the run. And what a run it was. Total carnage. And a worthy champion. That's what we like to see here on Robot Wars. Complete devastation. Well done to our champions. Second place in this devastated arena and a well-deserved runner-up spot. That was an excellent run of destruction. But in the end, they'll have to settle for second place. Third place this time. And with a little more aggression, we could have a future champion on our hands. That was a very competent run of carnage. But it's only good enough for third place. Not enough damage caused, not enough points. No championship this time. Despite their best efforts to wreck our lovely arena, the championship just not destined for them today. That's the end of the round. Not the best run I've seen. That won't be enough to get them a tournament placing. And we have a North Sea Sabotage winner, scoring the most points, the most damage, the most destruction, in a display of pure aggression. After a frantic final here in the North Sea, we have a clear winner in this destructive tournament. Nothing left untouched in this oil rig arena, and it takes a well-deserved championship as a result. My word, that was an impressive run. We have our new King of the Saboteurs. Looking around the arena, it's in pieces after that last run. An excellent performance from a very worthy victor. Runner-up in our North Sea Sabotage, and we want to see them lift the trophy next time out. Some excellent sabotage there, but they'll have to satisfy themselves with second place. Their part in the devastation leading them to third place in our windiest arena yet. And that's the end of the final round. A very solid performance earning them third place. They did their best, but the North Sea Sabotage Championship just slipping away from them. Not enough points to rival our winners here today, but a promising contestant, no doubt, for the future. A reasonable performance here on the oil rig, but not quite slick enough to get on the podium. Destruction is what it's all about, and no one compares to the sheer devastation this robot inflicts. The destruction comes to an end, and we have a worthy winner for our Destruction Derby. And my goodness, would you just look at our arena now? A very worthy victor after a very solid run. If this arena wasn't full of scrap at the start of this final, it certainly is now. An extremely destructive run by our new Destruction Derby champion. That was one of the most destructive collateral damage runs I've ever seen. Very well done to our new champions. The scrapyard devastated, and our runner-up responsible for no small part of it. Well done with that second place. And that was a very fine run. No shame at all for the runners-up, who've been very entertaining for the whole competition. A fine third place, and a good attempt to turn the junk into even smaller, itsy-bitsy scrap parts in our Destruction Derby there. And at the end of the competition, a respectable third place. Could be a big contender for the future, this one. No championship place today with those points. Maybe more weapon power needed to compete for the Destruction Derby title next time around. Despite a good attempt to wreck the scrapyard, This Destruction Derby Championship just not destined for them today. Simply not enough destruction caused to earn a tournament placing there. We have a winner. Cleaning up in the point stakes, our new champion displaying unrivaled aggression in the arena. After a frantic final here in the Steel Factory, we have a clear winner with an awesome tale of destruction left in their wake. Destruction everywhere in this Steel Factory arena and taking a well-deserved championship as a result. The Steel Factory Arena lies in pieces here. What an excellent run by our new champions. And that's the end of a truly chaotic final. Great stuff. And a great new champion. Second place in the Clean Sweep Championship. And ready to take it a step further next time, perhaps. And at the end of the final, they fought hard, but will have to settle for second place. A good run, giving them third place in the Clean Sweep Challenge. And the Steel Factory will take a while to recover from this event. There was a lot of damage caused by all of the robots in a classic final for me. Great attempt, but it's bronze here in the Steel Factory. Missing out on a place this time, but we look forward to seeing them here in New York again for more mindless destruction. A good try, but just not enough damage to make the grade in this difficult final. Just not enough damage causing the final to get placed. They seem to get a little left behind by the other competitors. Whirling around the Pinball Warrior Arena with an excellent run. And on to the next round. We have our winner. And that's time up. Looking at our scoreboard, it was a close run thing. Congratulations to our winners. They go on to fight it out in the final. That was an excellent scoring run. It'll see them through to the final. Not fast enough at scoring the points in that run. We say goodbye to yet another pinball contestant. Not enough points scored to make it through to the next round this time. Out they go. A brave attempt, but just not enough points on the board for them to go through. And with the final round over, we look at the scoreboard. And yes, I thought that looked the strongest run. Congratulations to our new champions. Theirs is the prize. And well done to all our competitors. No real losers here, but there's only one winner, of course. Congratulations to the Pinball Warrior Champions. My goodness, that was an excellent round of pinball there. That'll easily give them the title. Giving it their all. It didn't quite amount to enough, though, in the point stakes, but a well-deserved runner-up in our Pinball Warrior Challenge. That was an excellent run. Could well have taken the title on another day. It's second place here, though, in the pinball tournament. With the final round over, we see that gives them third place overall. Very respectable score there. That's the end of their run. Competent enough, but not quite up to the level of our winners. They take third. Time's up. And looking at the scores, I'm afraid that's not enough to catch our leaders. It's all over. Not enough points scored in our pinball final to leave them a chance in this event. That's the end of the round, and there's just not enough points scored there to get a tournament placing. And that score takes the lead in our Pinball Warrior Championship, and they take the top prize. The Robot Wars Arena erupting in recognition of the achievement. Congratulations to the Pinball Warrior Champions! The cream of the pinball contestants deserving the glory of this great win. And that was a triumphant run through the Robot Wars Pinball Arena. That'll give them first place in the tournament. They take the runner-up spot in our pinball final with a good run. Just a few more points could have seen them lifting the trophy itself. That was an excellent performance. They take second place, and definitely one to watch for the future, this team. Third place, good result here in the Robot Wars Arena. The pinball contest always hard fought. That was a good run. Not good enough to take the title, though. They take third place. Out of time, and out of the running for the championship this time, too, I think. The final's over, and I'm afraid that score just not enough in this tough contest to make the places. And that's time up. Never seem to get into the swing of that. They won't make the podium.
Moo, 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 moo.
A strong run. Is it strong enough? Yes! We have a new Minefield Pinball Champion right here! A hard-fought contest, and this robot coming out on top after making the most of the points to be gained. And at the end of the day, there can only be one winner here in the Minefield. They take the pinball title. They tried hard and they take second place. A good score in our most dangerous pinball event. They put in a good performance here at the military base, but in the end, they can only make second place. Time's up and scoring enough for third place in the Minefield Pinball Championship. That's the end of the final. They've survived the minefield, but only made third place in the tournament. Time's up and looking at the scores, I'm afraid that's not enough to take the prize. They go home empty-handed today. Short on points after a troubled run. They're out of the running in this minefield pinball final. That's the end of the final. It was a valiant effort, but they'll get nothing for their trouble. They go unplaced.
This robot is seeded 9th for this competition. Its primary weapon is a hydraulic piercing arm with almost 5 tons of downward force. Its primary weapon is the hydraulic piercing arm designed to crush and pierce with immense strength once it catches its prey. It's armed with a 2-speed crushing arm with more than 6 tons of downward force when it comes in for the kill. It has a 2-speed crushing arm with more than 6 tons of downward force when it comes in for the kill. I expect to see a lot of damage caused by that. It has a strong crushing arm that can also operate as a Sremek if flipped in the arena. Very useful to be able to do that. Its primary weapon is a 2-speed crushing arm with more than 6 tons of downward force when it comes in for the kill. The 9th seed, and looking to improve that rating in future. It's armed with a pneumatic battering ram, which the team say can smash a concrete block to pieces. It has a pneumatic battering ram which relies on force of impact to cause damage. Its primary weapon is a pneumatic battering ram which the team say can smash a concrete block. The pneumatic battering ram is the primary weapon, designed to beat opponents to a pulp. It's armed with a pneumatic drill with a hardened steel drill bit, can drill away at around about 180 RPM, causing internal and external damage. It has a pneumatic drill with a hardened steel drill bit. It can drill away at around about 180 RPM, causing internal and external damage. This is the 10th seed, could be a surprise contender. Its primary weapon is a set of small electric lifting spikes powered by a lorry windscreen wiper motor. The small lifting spikes are the primary weapon. They can lift lighter robots, but against heavier opponents, they'll have trouble. It's armed with a built-in flipping arm powered by a CO2 fire extinguisher and capable of lifting about 60 kilos. It has a built-in flipping arm powered by a pneumatic ram. Its built-in flipping arm can be used to get it out of trouble, operating as a Sremek as well as a weapon. Its primary weapon is a built-in flipping arm for tipping robots over and hopefully immobilizing them. Seeded 10th, and in with a chance. The pneumatic lifting scoop is its primary weapon, ably powered by a CO2 fire extinguisher. It's armed with a lifting scoop powered by a pneumatic ram using a canister taken from a home soft drink machine to provide that CO2. It has a bulldozer-style pneumatic scoop that can lift light to medium weight robots without too much trouble. Its primary weapon is a lifting scoop powered by a pneumatic ram using a canister taken from a home soft drink machine to provide the CO2. Its primary weapon is a bulldozer-style scoop, pneumatically driven, and easily able to lift lighter robots. It's armed with a lifting arm powered by a large bore pneumatic ram. Lighter than most, it can still lift over 80 kilograms. Seeded down in 11th, this robot, but still in with a definite chance. Its primary weapon is a sharp 30-centimeter titanium ramming spike. Its primary weapon is the long titanium ramming spike. It's armed with a 15-centimeter titanium ramming spike. It has a short ramming spike, long enough to cause some damage to the unwary, though. Its primary weapon is a 15-centimeter titanium ramming spike. Its primary weapon is the short ramming spike, made from titanium. It's light and extremely sharp. The 11th seed, and a very effective robot on a good day, this one. It has a vicious rending spike, angled to cause maximum damage. Its primary weapon is a vicious 3-pronged rending spike. Its primary weapon is the rending spike, specially designed to force holes in the opponent's armor. It's armed with a spike trap to pin and push opponents. It has a spike trap, angled to catch other robots to push them around the arena. Its primary weapon is a spike trap to pin and push opponents. Here we have the 12th and final seed. It has a static steel scoop for pushing other robots around the arena. Its primary weapon is a static steel scoop. Its primary weapon is the bulldozer steel scoop, giving it all the advantages of a wedge-shaped robot in design. It's armed with a steel cow catcher, great for tipping robots. It's armed with an impressive-looking cow catcher. Better keep out of the way of that. Its primary weapon is a steel cow catcher, great for tipping robots who could be caught on the horns of a dilemma. Seeded in 12th position, just making it into the ratings. Cost an absolute fortune to build this robot. Let's hope it was worth it for them. This is one of the most expensive robots we have competing today. Nothing was too good for this team. No expense spared on this robot. Let's hope the results live up to expectations. or someone's going to want a refund. This robot even has a foghorn to make sure its opponents always know where to find it. Now that's what you call confidence. A loud foghorn completes the effects on this robot, although you'd have to see it in action to appreciate it. And it even comes prepared for a power cut with those strong headlights. Unseated this robot, but showing a lot of potential, comes complete with flashing police lights, just for a bit of added intimidation. It fights, it crushes, and in its spare time plays the organ, they tell me. Wonder if it'll be making music today. An unusual pipe organ horn on this robot. Has to be heard to be believed. They claim the green glow indicates the supernatural ability of the robot. Time to see if they're right. A spooky green glow coming from this robot. Don't know what that's all about. And finished with a fearsome Frankenstein's monster head. Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseated today. Listen out for the clown hooter during the fight. A novel touch on this robot. Oh, a very festive sight with the coloured lights, but someone tell them, this isn't the Christmas special. Pretty lights, but not a pretty fighter from what I've heard. Expect trouble from this robot. But what is the lamp for? Even has a lamp attached. Although no one seems to know why. It's even bought its teddy bear with it. Blech. This robot is unseated, but still could be one to keep your eye on. It's decorated in a stripy zebra skin pattern. Very nice indeed. A very British robot, this one. Resplendent in its Union Jack colour scheme. Flying the Union Jack in real style, this robot. It's looking very pretty in pink with that pink fur covering. I'm sure Sergeant Bash will enjoy. It's covered in bright pink fur, just asking for the house robots to beat it up, I think. It's got a garish green fur covering, which I'm sure Sergeant Bash will want to burn. Unseated, but certainly not out of the running for the title. Anything can happen here. Keep clear of the CPZs. Very dangerous to stray too close. The house robots lurk in their CPZs. Disturb them, and you'll be very sorry. Stay well away from the CPZs unless you want the house robots joining in with the fun. The arena flipper comes into play when a robot's immobilized. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped around the arena. The arena flipper, a great way to finish a fight if someone's immobilized. Throw them up in the air and watch them crash to the ground. That's the pit. Don't want to be going in there too soon. It's a wedge-shaped robot, a very popular shape, allowing them to drive in under other robots. The flame pipes can be switched off at the valve, but burst out huge flames if they're working. Be careful of the gaps in the fences. It's easy to push a robot off the side and into the water below. There are gaps in the fence here that unwary robots can fall through. It's never a good idea to end up in the water, so take care. The pipes are a real hazard if they come free from their bindings. The pipes can really get in the way if they're loosed from those bindings. Mind the barrels filled with oil. Spillages can make a real mess. This wedge shape, very popular among our roboteers, gives them the advantage of being able to get in underneath and tip opponents, of course. The crane drops containers, so be careful not to get caught underneath one. Better watch out for the water. You'll be out of the game if you end up in there. Keep away from that water, or it's game over. And you can see the hold of the ship. A handy pit to drop robots into. There's the pit. In this case, the ship's hold will take you right out of the event. Spectators on the bridge expecting a good show? Let's not disappoint them, eh? This is a high wedge-shaped robot. Very popular shape, allowing them to drive under other robots. The crusher isn't easy to escape from if you end up there. The conveyor belt there carries scrap into the crusher. Best avoid that if I were you. Watch out for the conveyor belt that drags its prey into the waiting jaws of the crusher. Right behind the crane is the switch to activate the crusher, if anyone can get to it. There's the crusher switch, if you can reach it. Piles of these rusty old cars are stacked around the arena. Higher than a normal wedge, with all the same advantages, but it lets them use different weapons, of course. The watchtower is keeping a lookout. Anyone up there will have a great view of the fighting. The upper gantry allows access to the molten steel pit, so be careful exploring up there. Robots ending up in the steel pit are out of the game, of course. Disqualification by melting. What a way to go! The huge furnaces there need to release some heat now and again, so be wary of sudden flames. It can get pretty hot by those blast furnaces, so care needed. The conveyor belts travel in two different directions, and there's a switch somewhere to reverse them. Hit it to go the other way. It's a sort of box wedge-shaped robot with all the advantages of a wedge for tipping opponents over. The consoles here control the gantry conveyor belts. Overhanging the gantry is the control room. The personnel in there have the perfect view of all the arena action. The audience up in the control room with a great view of the battle. A large rocket in a blast pit dominates this arena, as you can see. Listen carefully to the countdown, because you really don't want to be in the pit when it launches. The rocket is getting ready to blast off, and anyone too close will be in real trouble. Make sure it isn't you. The blast pit under the rocket, the last place you want to be when it launches. This robot, one of the box wedge designs, a variation on the old favourite, as you can see. Get past Sergeant Bash to earn 50 points from that target. 50 points added to the total if you can hit the target behind Matilda. Get past Matilda to score 50 points from that target. 75 points, one of the highest scoring opportunities, if you can reach the target guarded by Dead Metal. Get past Dead Metal to earn 75 valuable points from that target. The multi-ball release will score 10 points if you can hit the bar at the bottom. It's shaped like a kind of domed wedge. The ramp, harder than it looks to get all the way across. Great control needed there. 25 points on offer if they get through the car doors. The car doors worth 25 points if they go through.
Moo, moo.
Each mine that explodes is worth 10 points. A risky way to score a small number of points, though. A slightly unusual domed wedge shape to this robot. That's interesting. Look carefully, and you can see the spike trap cleverly hidden in the arena floor. The Sentinel stands guard over this side of the arena, and the pits are a real hazard if you get caught by that swinging arm. The swinging arm of the Sentinel has seen off many a robot in the past, so make sure you're not the latest victim. The swinging ball is a dangerous hazard. The spikes can really slow you down. The massive ball swings across, very dangerous to the unwary. Mind you don't get snagged on those spike boxes. Powered by two 6-volt sealed lead-acid batteries. So close, but they need to hit that target. Going in for the target, but Matilda defending well. Into the CPZ and trying to dodge Matilda. She's ferociously defending her territory, though. Smack into the target. Matilda trying to take her revenge before they can get away. And they catch Matilda unawares and nip in to score the points. Just getting into the target. Not easy to get the better of Matilda. And she'll hold a grudge for that one. Two 6-volt sealed lead-acid batteries inside to provide the power. And the multi-ball opens. Get on to that next target now. The balls are released. Can they sink any for extra points? There they go. How many extra points can they score now? Can they get the balls in? They just have to hope some of the balls score them more points as they continue around the course. The ball's rolling in. A few points there. Powered by three 6-volt batteries. That's 25 points to add to the kitty. They're through and rack up 25 points. The barrels go over as it charges in. Don't stop to count the points. On to the next target. Racking up some points now. There they go. Into the barrels. And how many can they get? The barrels rolling around on the floor. Don't drive into them. That's wasting time. Three 6-volt batteries powering this robot. The barrel breaks and the oil will go everywhere. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. Onto the arena flipper they go. Are they ready to fly? And the flipper springs into action, throwing the robot into the air, and it lands with a crash. There goes the flipper. Wonder what the view's like up there. Up, up and away. Bet they wish they'd installed a parachute. Powered by three 6-volt sealed lead-acid batteries, sliding slowly into the pit, and out of the fight they go. As they're dropped into the pit, we say goodbye to this robot for today. Oh no, that's terrible. They've driven straight into the pit. And in a display of appalling driving, into the pit they go. The flame grills throwing out a wall of flame, trying to engulf anyone that gets near. The flame bursting through the grill. Three 6-volt sealed lead-acid batteries providing the power. The arena wall flame jets just giving a gout of flame out to remind us they're there. The flame jets in action already. Things are heating up at the side of the arena there. Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. And the flame licks over the robot as it gets too close to those flame jets. The jets throwing out flame as it gets too close. Oh, that'll hurt. Powered by a 12-volt battery. Driving onto the ramp now. Over the ramp. That's good. And they make it across without too much trouble. That's 20 points for the ramp. They pick up 20 points there. 20 points for getting across. A 12-volt battery battery powering the robot into this event.
That's gonna hurt those grinders doing their job! Straight into the grinders! That's poor driving! And they go straight into the grinders! And this could get nasty! Past the grinders! They make it past the dangerous grinders!
The ram rig's extending, waiting to catch them unawares. Powered by a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery.
They get past safely this time! Look at that spike moving there! Can cost a lot of time if you get caught on it. The spike showing a warning point there. And they're caught by the spike! Can they escape? Or are they going to be held up? The spike pops out underneath, lifting the robot up. Out comes the spike. And can they get away quickly enough?
Relying on a 12-volt sealed lead-acid battery for power.
Poor control or bad luck taking them right into the path of the arm. Past the sentinel now. And they make it past the sentinel. And on we go. The ball's swinging. And they're going to need to time it carefully to get past. Careful with the swinging ball. Wait for the right moment. That's going to be close.
Powered by 3 12-volt sealed lead-acid batteries.
Zapped, and they did it to themselves. Not very clever, really. Out go the lights. Don't think the manager's going to like that one too much. Do they want a Turkish bath? They're getting very close to those steam vents. Watch out. Things could get a bit steamed up. Off go the steam vents. Don't want to be around there. Venting some steam there.
3 12-volt sealed lead-acid batteries giving this robot plenty of power.
Mind the gap. Off the side. Down into the streets below. Watch yourselves down there. Robot coming through. Well, through to the pavement. They've made robot pizza of themselves. Oh, not very clever, really, was it? Not very nice to look at either. Those fans can really pump out some wind. Getting a bit windy around here.
Powered by a 24-volt battery.
Can they move quickly enough to avoid this? They need to get away from the path of the crane before it drops the container. Past the crane. And they make it past the crane. Oh no! Stuck on the crane there. And the crane claims another victim. Oh dear.
A 24-volt battery supplying the power to this robot.
And they decide to go for a swim. But that's the end of your contest now. Past the water without being shoved in by shunt. They make it past shunt and the danger of the water. Careful, don't drive into the hole. There's no way out of there. That's not the best place to hang around. Could find themselves at the bottom of the ship. Teetering on the edge there. Mind the pit.
Powered by a 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery.
No way past this container. Driving straight into a container won't help you. Charging into the container doesn't do anything for you. Smashing into the wooden crate. Better get through quickly. Again into the crate. Costing time. The pallets proving to be a real obstacle.
A 24-volt sealed lead-acid battery, the power behind this robot.
And getting close to the magnet crane. The crane looming over them. Can it pick them up? Trying to keep out of the way of the crane. The arm is over them. Can it find a victim? We could see someone in the crusher here. It's determined to get someone in the crusher.
Powered by a 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack.
And they're free of the magnet. Could land with a bump, though. And they drop from the magnet. A lucky escape that time. Don't want to fall in there. Could make a mess of your robot. They better stay clear of the crusher. Could leave them feeling rather flat. The crusher is not the place you want to explore voluntarily, believe me. Here goes the crusher. Can they get out before it's too late?
A 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery pack powering this robot.
Out of the arms of the crusher and back into the arena. My word, that was a narrow escape. And out they come. A near escape from death that time. They got away with that one. Could have been one very squished robot if they were slower. That's one big, nasty machine, but they simply laughed in its face. Out of the crusher and back into the running. They made it out just in time. Very lucky. Or just good driving, I wonder. Difficult to get to the crusher switch, guarded as it is by 2 of our house robots.
Powered by 2 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs.
Turning scrap into scraps as they get stuck in. Damage to the car worth 30 points as they go on to that total. 30 points so far from the attack on the cars. A full 100 points for destroying the car, bumping the score a lot higher. Racking up another 100 points by destroying the car now. The car's destroyed. Nothing more to do. 100 points on the score.
2 6-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs make sure this robot isn't left short of power.
The washing machine taking a 25-point battering, racking up the points now. 25 points for that try, I think. Doing well. The full 50 points scored for destroying the washing machines. And it's gone! 50 points! 10 points as the glass breaks on the washing machine door! Tinkle, tinkle as the glass breaks! 10 points on the score too!
Powered by 3 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs.
10 points as they rip the wheel off! 10 points for the wheel! Off comes the wheel! 10 handy points! 20 points for wrecking the wheel! Gain 20 points for that! The wheel crushed and smashed, completely useless. We like that. So, 20 points.
3 12-volt nickel-cadmium battery packs supplying the power to this robot.
And the forklift looks bruised and battered. That's earned them 150 points. It's in pieces. And that's got to be worth 150 points for effort. She's starting up. Flames shooting from the boosters now. Sir Killalot doesn't even look bothered. Lucky he's flame-proof.
Moo.
We have liftoff. And up goes the rocket. Just listen to that!
Powered by a 3-horsepower 2-stroke petrol engine.
We're on the final countdown. Better move quickly.
Watch out for those lasers. They can pack a punch. Those lasers could really heat things up. The lasers won't miss a chance to attack.
Hit by a laser blast there. Ouch! The laser leaves a nice scorch mark.
A 3-horsepower 2-stroke petrol engine in this robot.
Scorching heat as the flames hit. Singeing and smoking as the flames catch the robot. That's put that flamethrower out of commission. There goes the flamethrower. No more roasting for it today. 100 points for ridding the arena of that particular menace. 100 points for that.
Powered by a 4-horsepower 2-stroke petrol engine.
Oh, I felt that. I don't think anyone will be using that vehicle for a while. 50 points gained there. Halfway there. I'll give you 50 points for that one. That's 100 points in the bag. Good work. And 100 points. No more to do on the vehicle. 20 points gained for destroying a wheel.
A 4-horsepower 2-stroke petrol engine supplying the power.
Yes! 80 points! And the console's out of action permanently! My word! There's bits of robot all over the arena! This is classic Robot Wars! It's carnage! Devastation! It's Robot Wars!
Wouldn't like to be cleaning the debris from the arena later on. Bits and pieces everywhere. You could melt them down, I suppose, and make a whole new robot out of them. Powered by a 5-horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine.
This is great stuff! Classic Robot Wars! This is what it's all about! They're tearing each other apart! This is great stuff! We want more! Excellent! This is the Robot Wars we know and love! That's what we like to see! More! More! More!
A 5-horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine giving this robot all the power it needs.
Rolling them around the arena like they were a sausage roll.
Using the flipping tactic to good effect.
It's like a bouncy castle down there. They're being flipped everywhere.
They're having a flipping good time. Using the CPZs to do their job for them. The house robots are seeing plenty of action today. Armoured in polycarbonate.
That flag is being grabbed left, right and centre. One robot is dominating here. Come on, guys, get him! They just can't get him. Mine, he says. No one can seem to get the flag off them. No one can catch up here. Seems he's carrying the flag all by himself. They're playing rough here. Just dump the bomb and run.
Armoured in bulletproof glass. I'd get rid of that quickly if I were you.
What an excellent run this is. Going really well here. Racking up the points at the moment.
Oh, this is a good run. Loads of points. This isn't a very good run. Covered in polycarbonate.
In comes the spike. But it doesn't look damaged to me.
I don't think the spike did much good that time.
No damage from the spike this time. Try a better weapon sometime, boys. Not enough to hurt. The spike not piercing it.
Barely a scratch caused with that attack.
The spike piercing its target. Not much damage, but it's made a start.
Covered in bulletproof glass.
In goes the spike. That's a good hit. I think they've got through the shell. That's hurt it. Not quite managing to catch it with the spike. Having trouble getting the spike in to damage it. Not quite. The spike not making contact. And the spike misses.
Covered in polycarbonate for good protection against piercing weapons.
Saw blade whirring as they try to find an opening. Trying to slice him with the saw, but not having any effect. And even the powerful circular saw having trouble getting through this one. No damage that time. Hardly even scratching the surface despite the strength of that saw blade. Not enough to damage it. Even with the saw blade. The circular saw grinding through, starting to make an impression, but it's going to take more than that to give it any real trouble.
Covered in bulletproof glass for good protection against spikes and axes.
Signs of damage now. And yes, it's having a really good try this time. The saw relentlessly thudding in. In goes the saw, and its vicious teeth starting to tear away at the armour, slicing in, and we could be seeing some terminal damage if it keeps this up. The whirring blade misses. Getting closer, but not quite close enough with the saw though. Missing by a hair's breadth. And a lucky escape from one of the more dangerous weapons in this event.
Protected by the layer of polycarbonate.
The chainsaw coming in for an attack. The chainsaw attacking. Can it cause some damage? The chainsaw repelled by the tough outer shell. The chainsaw having great difficulty getting through that armoured shell. No sign of damage yet. Standing up well to the chainsaw attack. The chainsaw skimming off the surface. Not even a scratch.
Protected by the layer of bulletproof glass.
Look at the scratches and slices. The chainsaw scarring as it cuts away, shredding it into pieces with a violent attack. That's the spirit. And it's in pieces! The chainsaw threatening to take it apart completely! Tearing and shredding, the chainsaw blades making short work of this one. Slicing through, making it look easy. But I assure you, it is not. The chainsaw blade missing completely that time.
A layer of polycarbonate protecting it well against any spikes and axes it comes up against.
The rotating lawnmower blade heading in to cut it down to size. Spinning blades charging in for an attack. On the offensive now with those rotating blades. And no real damage that time from the blades. The blades clatter, but don't do anything. Stuttering a little as the tough metal repels the blades.
A layer of bulletproof glass protecting it well against any spikes and axes it comes up against.
Grinding away, the blades taking chunks out of that. Slamming into it, and the blades working away furiously to great effect. Shredding away at it, the blades are unstoppable as they rip and rend. And the blades tear in. They're having a field day with this as it crumbles beneath the onslaught. Grinding and whirring, and the victim is looking rather the worse for wear now. The blades just missing that time.
The polycarbonate shell, useful against piercing weapons.
The flamethrower looking dangerous as it closes in. Great range from the flamethrower as they blast away. In they go with the flamethrower blazing. Nothing to lose. Up close, the flamethrower even hotter and more deadly. Don't let them get that close. A practice spurt of flame from it there. Don't waste it, guys. Save it for a target. The flamethrower blazing in.
The bulletproof glass shell, useful against piercing weapons.
Scorching away, the heat beginning to cause some damage, as you can see. The flamethrower, not one of the best weapons for this, not much chance of serious damage. Some damage that time, the flames starting to have an effect, and it's beginning to wilt in the relentless heat. And I think they're on fire! And it's caught in the blistering heat of the flamethrower.
Covered in aluminium.
The massive flywheel, edging closer to its prey. On the attack now, some of these flywheels spin it up to 1200 RPM, and you want to stay well clear of them, I can tell you. The deadly flywheel on the attack again. In comes the disc of destruction. The flywheel only catching it in passing, and that's just not good enough with something as tough as this one. No damage from the flywheel that time. A miraculous escape.
Covered in light aluminium.
Taking huge chunks out of its victim as it rips and rips away. They'll be sweeping up the remains of this one later if it continues. They've managed to avoid the dangerous spinning disc, and it's missed as they go straight past. What a lost opportunity that was. Oh, close, but the flywheel just misses. The flywheel misses. A huge sigh of relief from the victim.
Covered in aluminium. Can this light armour, though, stand up to the punishment here in the arena?
The pincers holding it fast now. Can they make the most of this chance? Holding on with the pincers while the weapon comes in for the attack. Not getting very far, though. Trying to push it into a sticky situation with the pincers, but it didn't quite work out as planned. The pincers didn't quite work out that time. The pincers catching them, but no damage. The pincers pushing them into trouble, and that's caused them some damage.
Just a layer of aluminium protecting this robot.
The pincers scrape and slide, and can't keep hold of it, slipping out of its grasp. And goodbye! No! The pincers missed that time! The pincers can't catch it! The pincers have been snapped off! Their gripping days are over! Off come the pincers! Not much more they can do with those today!
Light aluminium armour, Let's see how it stands up to a real test. And no damage from those strong jaws. How did they withstand that? No, it's too tough for them this time. It doesn't look like the jaws got through there. The jaws twisting and scraping, but not cutting right through this time. Starting to buckle under the pressure of that cutting power. And the jaws squeeze ever tighter. Shame it hasn't got a better grip or it'd do a lot more damage. This robot using light aluminium armour, very popular choice among our roboteers. The jaws close, but the prey is long gone. No chance now. It's just too nippy for those jaws to get a chance of closing it, I think. The jaws close on empty air. Nothing there to grip once the jaws close. The jaws of life are no more. They've been snapped off. The jaws broken and useless now. Aluminium armour on this robot might not be quite enough. And no damage from the crushing arm. How did they withstand that? No luck that time. Somehow it avoided being damaged. No! It doesn't look damaged after that. Amazingly enough, the arm crushing down and pressing in. Not too deeply, but it will have caused some damage. Starting to buckle under the pressure of that crushing power. And the arm presses down ever tighter. A little damage, but not as much as they hoped, I shouldn't think. The robot covered in aluminium armour. Let's hope it's up to the job. The arm's starting to descend, but the prey's long gone. No, too late, they're off. The piercing arm is no more. It's left on the arena floor. The arm breaking. No more crushing from that for now. I think the piercing arm has taken a hit. And it's broken. The power seems to have been damaged. And that's the end of the crushing arm. Armoured in steel and very resilient to being cut or burnt. The drill scrapes off, not enough to hurt. No! They managed to hit, but no sign of any damage. The drill thuds in, and I can see a hole. Only a small one, but it is getting through. Not far enough to cause internal damage this time, just making holes in the shell. No serious damage apparent, but there are definitely battle scars showing. A few holes appearing. Some chinks at least. Armoured in heavy steel. It misses with the drill this time. No luck with the drill that time, though. The pneumatic drill has been snapped off. No more dentistry for that drill. Off comes the drill! That's a bit of a blow for them. The air is leaking from the canister. That drill's not going to be much use now. No! The power source gone! And the drill is useless. Covered in a thin steel shell of armour. Will they be out for the count? In with a huge right hook there. Sends them flying across the arena onto the ropes. It's a knockout. Ooh, and a good punch going in there. And another punch. Armoured in titanium. Trying to cut its way through the polycarbonate. Can they melt the polycarbonate, though? It could happen. The bulletproof glass holding out against the burning heat. The polycarbonate shell standing up well so far to the heat. The aluminium armour, not much defence against this kind of attack. The aluminium shell, very flimsy protection against this onslaught. Armoured in light but hard titanium. The steel armour giving it some protection from the impact. The armour holding out well against the charge. The steel taking the punishment well so far. The layer of steel over the robot's body, deflecting some of the damage. They'll be wishing the steel was even thicker on there, although it may be enough. Punching into the steel, but it's holding out well. Armoured in titanium, very difficult to cut into or pierce this robot. Proving hard to get through the titanium, although it's not impossible. The titanium, tough to pierce, of course. Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. The titanium standing up well to the punishment. Tricky to cut into the titanium, luckily for them. Difficult to burn into the titanium armour. Shielded with titanium. The Kevlar, not the toughest armour against blades like this. Let's hope the Kevlar doesn't catch fire. The Kevlar resisting the flames so far. Possible to set the Kevlar on fire, though it does take a lot of heat. Trying to dent the titanium aluminium alloy armour. The alloy armour standing up well to the heavy onslaught. Shielded with light but hard titanium. Almost impossible to get through this composite armour. The composite armour keeping most of the damage at bay. The Kevlar and titanium composite armour protecting it well against the impact. Very difficult to pierce this composite armour. The composite armour tough against these weapons. The Kevlar and titanium composite armour very hard to pierce at all. Shielded with titanium, very difficult to cut into or pierce this robot. The impressive Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite armour should make it a tough job to injure this. The composite armour tough to pierce, although they're trying hard.
The strong armour of this robot standing up well to the punishment, though. Almost impossible to cut the composite armour. It doesn't get much better than this stuff. The Kevlar and titanium aluminium alloy composite armour not giving them much chance to damage this robot. The composite armour standing up to the heat and flame.
Covered in titanium.
Too easy to cut into the wood. They could do with some real armour on this one. The wooden shell, easy to burn. Could be in trouble here. And the wooden shell, worse than no protection against fire. Oh, this could hurt. Wood against flame was never going to be a fair battle. And it's on fire now. The wood never had a chance against the sheer heat. We have a winner, and a worthy winner too.
Covered in light but hard titanium.
And the crowd cheers their heroes as these two go on to the next round. And the crowd cheers their heroes as these two go on to the next round of Robot Wars. And our survivors make it through to the next round. And the remaining robots go through to the next round. And we have our winners. They go through. Congratulations to them. It's going to be a judge's decision. They're through. They'll breathe a sigh of relief over that one.
Covered in titanium, very difficult to cut into or pierce this robot.
Time is up. What do the judges say? They're through. That's it. It's up to the judges. They got it and go through. No more time to prove themselves. The judges will be deciding now. And they've been chosen to go through. Out of time. But who's won? They were good, but not good enough. The judges go against them. Don't think they've done enough here. And nor do the judges. Hard luck. Well, time's up. And the judges have decided against them this time.
Armoured in Kevlar, difficult to pierce this material.
Not quite there, I'm afraid. Better luck next time. A fine winner indeed for the Skull and Crushed Bones contest. Certainly crushed the opposition here today. No one else stood a chance. They always had their eye on the trophy. And now they have their hands on it too. Time is up. And we certainly have a worthy winner of the Skull and Crushed Bones trophy. The time runs out, and the clear winner here takes the trophy and can proudly fly the Skull and Crushed Bones flag. That's it. We have a good win here for this impressive robot. The trophy's theirs.
Shielded with Kevlar.
The ultimate Capture the Flag contest sees another winner. Give them a big cheer! Not quite up to the champion standard, but I'm sure a future winner of this event. They have to make do with second place today. Second place today, but no one could call them a loser. They played a fine game in this dangerous base. And they take third in the Covert Operations Challenge. Fine result. We'll be seeing a lot more of this contestant. And they come in third. Still a good result, though. It wouldn't have taken much to push them up to the top spot. Just slipping from their grasp, but a great try. We look forward to seeing them in future events.
Shielded with Kevlar, difficult to pierce this material.
As the bomb goes off for the final time, only one robot remains intact to be crowned Mad Bomber Champion. And as their last opponent explodes, one robot stands victorious. Congratulations to our winners. Second place and a brave attempt, holding out till the last to become a worthy runner-up to the champion. Oh, bad luck to our runners-up. They're left holding the bomb and only managed second place. The bomb takes them out, and that's the end of their hopes for this championship final. And bang go their chances. Well done for getting this far, though. I'm sure we'll be seeing them again.
Covered in Kevlar.
Out of luck today, and just couldn't lose the bomb. But they've lost this final. Goodbye to them. Never quite found the form they showed in the earlier rounds. They're out of the final. We have our Grenadier champion. What a competition it was. We have our rooftop Grenadier champions, and they're reveling in the glory. That's it. They've smashed, bashed, and blown their way to the top. Our worthy winners. So close, yet so far. Well, they can keep their heads high. Second's no bad thing, you know.
Covered in Kevlar, difficult to pierce this material.
Third place and improving throughout the contest. They've no reason to be ashamed of that result. Boom! No Heavy Bomber Championship for them this time, but I'm sure we'll be seeing them again. And goodbye to hopes of this championship, but we'll be seeing them again, I'm sure. And that's all they'll see of the Heavy Bomber final. They're well and truly out. That was a very competent run indeed. I think that I've done enough to go through. A good run. But will it be enough? It is! They're through!
Protected by a layer of Kevlar, as you can see.
It was a good run. Not quite good enough. They'll have to settle for a respectable second place. Third place in the championship, a good result, and I'm sure we'll see them take the title in future. It was a competent run, but only enough to earn third place in the final against some very tough competition. The Gauntlet defeats them, and I'm afraid they won't score a place with that result. Not good enough for a place in the Gauntlet Hall of Fame today. They did well to reach the final, but have failed to get a podium place. Bad luck to our losers.
Kevlar armour protects it very well from most piercing attacks.
Well, they did well in qualifying, but couldn't quite put it together in the final. They go unplaced. A new Maze Mayhem champion, and a well-deserved trophy to go home with them today. They came through the maze, survived the mayhem, and held out in our grand final to take the trophy. I give you our new champion! With an impressive run, that sets the seal on the new title holder. As they hit the end zone, we know we're looking at the new Maze Mayhem champion. They've conquered this labyrinthine gauntlet and come out in first place. Congratulations! They set the docklight alight with that final run. That'll give them the title, I'm sure.
A protective layer of Kevlar over the body.
The trip home beckons for the team now as they go out. And the winners continue to the next round. That was a spirited attempt, but they never seem to hit their stride. They're out. It looks like it's all over. A great team effort and a worthy pair of winners. That's it. Victory in the tag team final. An excellent performance by both robots gives them a comfortable victory in the tag team final. Second place in the tag team final, and they'll be back for another try one day.
Armoured in titanium aluminium alloy.
They put up a gutsy fight here, but in the end they'll have to settle for second place. Coming in third in the dockside double, a respectable result, looking good for next time. They've been tough competition all the way, and they'll be pleased to finish on a high. They take third place. No trophy today, as they failed to beat the top three scores in our dockside double. This is a KO tournament. No trophy today, as they failed to beat off the competition in the dockside double third place playoff. And it looks like it's over! Just missing out on the trophy this time! But I'm sure we'll see them back here soon.
Armoured in expensive titanium aluminium alloy for great protection without too much weight.
That's it. The round's over. Some very competent performances all round, but in the end, only one can go through to the next round. That's the end of the round. It was close, but we can only have one winner, and they go through to the next round. That's it. Time over, and our winners go through for another round of robotic demolition. Smashing. And after some serious carnage, that's the round over. Our top-scoring winners go through to the next round. That was a very destructive performance. We'll see them in the next round. Good try, but not good enough to go through. We say goodbye to our collateral damage losers.
It's armed with a 12-volt motor-powered axe that can inflict a lot of damage for its size. It has a small axe powered by an electric drill motor. High rate of fire from this weapon. Its primary weapon is a 12-volt motor-powered axe that can inflict a lot of damage for its size. The small axe is the primary weapon. It may be smaller than some, but it performs very well according to the team. It's armed with a huge 22 tons of crushing power from those jaws of life. It's armed with a tremendous crushing power of those hydraulic jaws. Very hard to escape those if they catch hold. Its primary weapon is a set of jaws of life that provide an incredible 22 tons of cutting power. It has those jaws of life with immense cutting strength as the primary weapon. It's armed with a hydraulic piercing arm with almost 5 tons of downward force. It has a hydraulic piercing arm to crush opponents into scrap metal. The crushing arm is the primary weapon, and what a weapon it is. 6 tons and more of pressure should see off anyone unlucky enough to be caught by that. It's armed with a pair of menacing pincers. They can get a very firm hold if you get caught in there. It has a pair of menacing pincers powered by 2 pneumatic rams. The team seem very confident they can get a firm hold of opponents with them. It's armed with large pneumatic pincers fed by liquid CO2. Its primary weapon is a pair of menacing pincers. They can get a very firm hold if you get caught in there. The pincers are the primary weapon. Pneumatic power supplied by a sub-aqua bottle filled with CO2. It's armed with a 30-centimeter titanium spike driven forward by a pneumatic ram. It has a titanium spike powered by CO2 and can pierce 3mm steel armor with absolute ease. How about something a bit tougher, guys? Its primary weapon is a pneumatic titanium spike powered by 200 psi of pressure to make sure their opponents get the point. The pneumatic spike is the primary weapon, and you'll know it can generate a fair amount of force as it rams forward if you've seen it in action. It's armed with a pneumatic drill, a relentless weapon when you're under attack from it, I'm told. Its primary weapon is a pneumatic drill similar to the ones workmen use for drilling through concrete. The pneumatic drill provides the primary weapon. They can cause a lot of damage with one of these. It's armed with a set of horizontal lifting spikes, just right for tipping robots over or pushing them into arena obstacles. It has a powerful set of lifting spikes for immobilizing the opposition. The lifting spikes can be used to push robots around the arena and into all kinds of trouble. Its primary weapon is a set of horizontal lifting spikes, just right for tipping robots over or pushing them into arena obstacles. The lifting spikes are its primary weapon, and the team say their preferred tactic is to push robots into the CPZs. How cruel. It's armed with a set of small electric lifting spikes powered by a lorry windscreen wiper motor. It's armed with these small electric lifting spikes powered by a 12-volt motor. The built-in flipping arm is its primary weapon, the ram behind it powered by a fire extinguisher. It's armed with a large built-in flipper that can lift over 100 kilos. No one is safe from this flipper. It has a large built-in flipper powered by twin pneumatic rams that can lift over 100 kilos. It's armed with a large flipping arm fed by liquid nitrogen from a diver's bottle. Its primary weapon is a large built-in flipper that can lift over 100 kilos and also, I'm told, works as a SREMEC. Its primary weapon is a large built-in flipping arm which easily lifts the heaviest robots we have taking part today. It's armed with a pneumatic lifting scoop that can hoist over 120 kilos. It has a pneumatic lifting scoop that can lift an 80-kilo robot, according to the team. Its primary weapon is a pneumatic lifting scoop that can lift over 120 kilograms. It has a pneumatic lifting scoop which the team say can throw an 80-kilogram weight several feet into the air. It has a lifting arm powered by a large-bore pneumatic ram for flipping opponents. It's equipped with a lifting arm powered by a CO2 canister from a paintball gun. Its primary weapon is a lifting arm powered by a large-bore pneumatic ram. Lighter than most, it can still lift over 80 kilos. Its primary weapon is a lifting arm powered by a CO2 canister from a paintball gun. It's armed with a large boxing glove that packs quite a punch. It has a large boxing glove weapon to knock its opponents for 6. Its primary weapon is a large boxing glove that packs quite a punch. The primary weapon is the large boxing glove. Not as fun as it looks when it hits you, says the team. It's armed with a sharp 30-centimeter titanium ramming spike. It has a long ramming spike made of titanium. It's armed with a twin pair of titanium ramming spikes. It has a pair of titanium ramming spikes for double the damage. Its primary weapon is a twin pair of titanium ramming spikes. Its primary weapon is a pair of ramming spikes, sharp and tough. They're made from titanium. It's armed with a 3-pronged titanium spike, allowing it to ram and defend from 3 different angles. It has a 3-pronged titanium spike, allowing it to ram and defend from 3 angles. It has a 3-pronged ramming spike for triple the trouble. Its primary weapon is a 3-pronged titanium spike, allowing it to ram and defend from 3 angles. Its primary weapon is this ramming spike, split 3 ways for more angles of attack. It's armed with a vicious 3-pronged rending spike. The spike trap is the primary weapon. Looks like it could be dangerous if they manage to push someone around with that. It's armed with a giant knife blade. It has a giant knife blade attached to cut into opponents. Its primary weapon is a giant knife blade. Its primary weapon is the giant knife blade, an unusual weapon, but can be very dangerous. It's armed with a spiky ramming mace. The spiky steel mace is capable of making a serious dent if they can get in on the attack. Its primary weapon is a spiky ramming mace. The primary weapon on this robot is the steel mace, which can be used to ram or swing into opponents. It's armed with a static steel scoop. Its primary weapon is the steel cowcatcher. Not sure if there are any cows here, though. It's equipped with the experimental liquid nitrogen gun. How will it fare? The experimental liquid nitrogen gun attached to this robot. One of the most destructive weapons ever seen. If you use it properly, at least. It has no weapons attached at all. How will it choose to damage its opponents? Armed with absolutely nothing. This robot's going to need some great tactics if it needs to go on the offensive. A relatively cheap robot, this one as well, showing you can still compete in Robot Wars on a budget. A low-cost robot, this one, showing there's no need to spend a fortune to have a great-looking and effective robot. Amazingly cheap to build this robot. I don't know how they did it. Our roboteers must be the most resourceful anywhere. One of the least expensive robots in the competition, this one, but a great contender. The team also say that a huge amount of money's been spent building this robot. Let's see how that helps in the arena then. Shouldn't miss anything with those powerful headlights. Could come in handy in the right circumstances. And no chance of getting lost in the arena with those searchlights on board at least. Comes complete with searchlights to hunt out anything hiding in dark corners. Can all the bolts prevent it from falling apart? Let's see. Looks strongly built with all those bolts. And just look at the pipes. Obviously lots of technical wizardry going on in there. Or is it all illusion? Lots of pipes. I wonder what they do. This robot fights dirty. Look out for that smoke exhaust. That smoke exhaust could make it an extremely murky fight. If it can't win, maybe it'll just arrest the other robots for dangerous driving. A monstrous head on this robot to scare the opposition away. This robot even comes complete with a Medusa head to petrify their opponents. The Medusa head should scare a few timid robots away. I'm not sure if it'll have much effect on the big boys. The Van de Graaff balls are a fun touch. Nice finishing touch with the Van de Graaff balls on this robot. Yeah, let's hope they give us some real shocks too. And some fearsome evil eyes glare out of the front. Nasty piece of work, this robot, if the eyes are to be believed. And those creepy, bloodshot eyeballs give this robot a crazed look. Too many late nights for this robot from the look of those eyes. It even has a clown's hooter to taunt its opponents. It's covered in scales, but there must be a weak point somewhere. It's covered in radioactive warning signs. We could be in for some fallout here if we're not careful. Danger! Radioactive robot on the loose! It's a groovy-looking psychedelic contestant, this. Really an excellent paint job. Back to the 60s for this robot with one of the craziest paint jobs yet. It's a lean, mean predator of a robot in its sexy leopard skin. It's a mechanical leopard on the prowl, looking for its robot prey. It looks rather mean and predatory in its tiger skin livery. It has a tiger skin look that really adds to the mean effect. Look out for this one. It's decorated with a rather special zebra coat livery. The house robots will be looking for a chance to come in and destroy some of that bright green fur for it. A truly garish robot design. Perhaps that dazzling orange fur is designed to blind the opposition. Sergeant Bash says, "Hey, thank you. I can make that fur even more orange by adding some real flames to it." A deliciously gastronomic design. It looks just like a huge block of Swiss cheese. It's the biggest Swiss cheese I've ever seen. It had better watch out for mice. You don't want to get too close to the corner patrol zones. Once you're in there, it's more pain than you can handle. Watch out for the CPZs. Otherwise, you might come face to face with the house robots. The CPZs are guarded by the house robots, so be wary. Once you're in a CPZ, the house robots are free to attack. Best to avoid them. It's always a good idea to push opponents into the CPZ and let the house robots do the work for you. There is the pit of oblivion. Take care not to get too close, or it could be all over. They've got to look out for the blasts of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. Bursts of flame occasionally from the flame grills. They can toast a robot if they get stuck there. They'd better mind the arena wall flamers. They can be very, very dangerous. The flamers on the arena walls can be a great danger if a robot's flammable at all. They can give them a nasty shock even if they aren't too. The main arena feature is the drill tower. Makes a great spot to push robots into and let the drill do the work for you. There's a drill tower in this arena that can make short work of a robot if it's pushed under there. The flame valve switches the flame pipes on and off. Careful how you use it. The flame pipe valve can be used to set the flame pipes going, or turn them off, of course. You need to watch out for the flame pipes. Nasty gouts of flame burst out when the valve is switched on. Barrels of oil everywhere, as you might expect. Careful if they're damaged, because they really are full of oil. The generators are brimming with electricity to power all that neon. They can give you a nasty shock if you get too close. Get too close to the generators at either end of the arena, and you could be in for a nasty shock. Be wary near the skylight, otherwise you might be dropping in on someone unexpectedly. Falling through the skylight's not a good idea. You might end up in the basement and out of the running. The fans can blow you upwards if they have enough power, so be careful, otherwise you might end up a floating duck. Watch for the fan speed when they're running at full throttle. You may find yourself higher above the ground than you want to be. The sides of the building make a great place to push robots off. Be wary though, or you may end up as street pizza yourself. The gaps in the wall are a dangerous place to hang about. Get pushed off, and they'll be scraping your robot off the street below. The main feature of this arena is the large loading crane continually moving containers around. Best not to get in its way. We have an audience on the ship's bridge waiting to see a good show today. Scattered around the arena are large cargo containers. You might want to watch out for them being dropped on your head. Lots of containers waiting for the crane to pick them up and drop them on an unsuspecting robot. The pallets, an obstacle to moving around the arena. Wooden pallets there, forming an obstacle. The noticeable thing about this arena is the large magnet crane that dominates the whole scene. A large crane is the first thing you notice about this arena. Avoid the magnet at all costs. You don't want to end up in the crusher. The magnet will be aiming to pick up the robots and drop them into the crusher. Over in the corner, the crusher awaits for the magnet to bring it a robot to crush. Heaps of rust everywhere, with these ancient and forgotten cars piled up, awaiting their destruction. These giant rusty doors hide a sinister secret. The giant missile inside lies dormant, but it's still as deadly as ever. The doors cover the silo's Cold War secret. Best to avoid the dark depths that lie beneath. This switch opens the huge rusty doors and readies the base for a missile strike. Be careful. The switch for the missile silo doors is hidden up on the roof of the silo control building. Will anyone reach it? The silo control bunker holds the crowd, ready and eager to watch the robot carnage. Inside the silo control bunker, the crowd are waiting eagerly for the battle to begin. Keep away from the fence on either side of the arena. There are mines buried under the surface. Mines are buried everywhere along the inside of the fence. You can see the warning signs there. The watchtower by the gate enables a really good view, but I don't think I'd like to be up there when the fighting starts. The conveyor belts carry objects up to the upper level, and there's a switch to reverse the directions. Try not to be in this area when the hot molten steel is poured. It goes through the hole there onto the rollers, unless something's in the way. Molten steel regularly pours through this hole to the presses below. It's not a good idea to be around when that happens. That's the switch that'll reverse the current direction of the conveyor belts when hit. There you can see the switch for the conveyor belts, close to the CPZ too. So take care if you go for it. The pit here is the hopper for the sheets of steel to fall into. An unlucky robot, fall in there, and you're out of the running. The hopper acts as a pit here, and if you fall in there, you're going home empty-handed. These conveyor belts lead up to the upper gantry. The conveyor belts in this area lead up to the upper gantry. The gantry conveyor belts can be shut down if the consoles are destroyed. The pit under the rocket won't remove you from the game. You can drive out again. It's a good idea to get out as quickly as you can, because if the rocket blasts off, then anyone in there will be destroyed instantly. The arena defenses include laser turrets. Don't underestimate them. Laser turrets are all around. They're a real hazard, so keep as clear as you can. Mind the flamethrowers. They can be very dangerous. Flamethrowers on the walls add a bit of extra danger to this horrendously hazardous arena. The rocket access tower, constructed of scaffolding, can be unsteady, so take care. The scaffolding is the rocket access tower. Not very stable, so take care around that too. The spectators up in the control room have a perfect view of the battle arena. There you can see we have an audience for the event up in the control room. Safest place to be. 50 points up for grabs if you can hit the target guarded by Sergeant Bash. 10 points to be scored if the multi-ball release is hit. 5 points to be scored for each of the balls that you can sink. Each ball sunk is worth 5 points. 25 points if they can sink the silver sphere. The silver sphere is worth 25 points. 25 points on offer if they get through the spinners. Getting through the spinners will score 25 useful points. They can score 5 points per barrel if they manage to knock them over over. 5 points on offer for each barrel knocked over. The ramp is tricky, needs good control to navigate all the way across. More points to be scored by setting off the mines. Not the easiest way to get a high score, though. The ramp can slow you down if you're not too careful. The ramp designed to slow down all but those with incredible control. The angle grinders are the first hazard to get past on this route. You'll need good driving skills to avoid them. The angle grinders can be dangerous if you can't avoid them. The rams along this route can push a robot out of the way and into the grinders if you're not careful. Watch out for these rams on the way past, or you could end up pushed into the angle grinders. The ram rigs can hold you up by pushing you off course. Need to take care getting past. The rams here can push you off course if you're not careful. There's a spike trap in the arena floor here, cunningly hidden, but it can lose you valuable time. Sergeant Bash not letting them get near, guarding his target well. Sergeant Bash chasing them off. Can they make it in for another attempt? In the CPZ, can they score past the sergeant? Going in for the target, but Bash defending well. Into the CPZ and trying to dodge Sergeant Bash, but he's making life very difficult for them. And they hit the target. Sergeant Bash is furious. 50 points in the bag there. In they go to score 50 points. And Sergeant Bash not happy about that at all. Matilda responding to the attempt by going on the offensive. Can they get past the mighty Matilda? Dead Metal on his guard. He's not going to make it easy for them. Can they get the target? Not if Dead Metal gets his way. Can they squeeze past? Going in for the target. But Dead Metal won't make it easy. Into the CPZ. Trying to get round Dead Metal. Can they make it? 75 points added to the tally. And it makes it past to score the points. What are you going to do about that, Dead Metal? And they've made it. 75 points in the bag. And Dead Metal, not a happy robot. Not far now. Can they activate the release mechanism? They just need to hit the release mechanism. That'll add to their growing point collection. And there are more points in the bag. A little bit further and they've got it. Just a bit more and it'll go in. There goes the silver sphere for 25. In it goes. And there it goes. 25 points. Can they get through? Just need to lip through there for an easy 25 points. And round it spins for 25 points. Good work. Over go the barrels. Don't hang round to count them. Get on with the next obstacle. Knocking the pipes around there. Into the pipes and having a good try at them. And the pipes are set free to roll around the deck. The pipes break loose. They'll go everywhere. 5 points so far for the damage to the barrel. 10 on offer for full destruction. 5 points scored, 10 if they finish the job on this one. A barrel bites the dust and that's 10 points in the bag. There goes the barrel and 10 more points scored. That's gonna leak oil. Gonna make things slippery from now on. There it goes. Up and over and out of the contest. The arena flipper activates and up it goes. The pit opening now in the arena floor. Maybe soon to be occupied by one of these robots. The pit opens up, waiting to welcome the loser of our contest. Careful, don't drive into the pit. There's no way out of there. Keep away from the pit. Unless you've had enough of this fight. And into the pit go the remains of the robot. Into the pit they go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And it slides into the pits of oblivion. My word, what an exit. A puff of smoke and it's all over. They're in the pit. Oh, look out. Could be barbecued bot. Nearly onto the flame grill. Look out. And the flame blasts from the grill. Toasted robot, anyone? Oh, that's got a singe. The flames from the grill bursting over the robot there. Gonna be a bit charred after that one. Just caught by the burst of flame. The flames licking over the robot that time. I think they want heating up a bit. Nice and warm on there, but not exactly safe. And the flame jets have set it on fire. Someone get a fire extinguisher. This robot's in real trouble now. And it's burning away merrily now. I think they're trying to wreck the paintwork there. What are they doing? Get away from that. Now the ramp. This can be tricky. Are they going for the ramp? There it goes. Oh, are they over? Now the ramp. Do they have the control, though? Onto the ramp now. Not easy. That's losing them time. They're wasting a lot of time here. Oh, dear. That won't count. Not good enough. They'll have to try again if they want the points. The grinding blades spinning away and hoping to catch the unwary. There go the blades, beware. Watch out for those angle grinders. Getting close to the grinders. The angle grinders cutting into the robot as he gets too close there. Look at those sparks flying as the grinders slice away. The ram rig's ready for them to make a mistake. Getting pretty close to the ram rig there. A bit too close to the ram rigs. The ram pushing the robot towards the angle grinders and into danger. The ram rig giving it a push towards the cutting grinders. Oh dear! The ram knocks it off course. That'll hold it up a little. And it's knocked to one side, wasting some time there. Straight against the ram rig. This could cause them problems. And oh, they've gone straight into the ram rigs. Past the rigs. They're just waiting to be spiked. And oh, they've stopped right on top of the spike. What are they doing? That's the spike out of the way. Past the hidden spike. There's the sweeping arm of the Sentinel waiting for them. The Sentinel arm, the next hazard. Oh! Are they going to be pushed in? This could be trouble. It's coming straight for them and this could be bad. Straight into the path of the sweeping arm. The oil's going to be a real hazard now. Oil everywhere. Need to take more care driving now. The oil bursts into flames. Get out of the way. Oh dear. The oil goes up in flames! Look out! Getting a bit close to the generators there. They might get a bit of a shock. Might want to keep away from that generator. I wouldn't like to be hit by 10,000 volts. Ooh, ouch! That must have been a shock to the system. Oh dear, shocking! And they're flying against the generator there. Straight into the generator. They deserve everything they get. Scalding stuff here. That's gotta hurt. How do you like your robots? A medium? All well done, sir. Watch out, I don't think that glass will hold much weight. They don't want to fall through that skylight. Could be a disaster. There goes the glass. This could be dangerous. The glass is gone. It could cause problems. In they go, and they plummet to their doom. Oh dear, that's it for them, I'm afraid. Down the skylight they go. Straight through into the room below. Hope they don't cause any damage there. Look out below. Oh dear, how dumb was that? Onto the fan. Could that be a problem? Up in the air. Those fans are really strong. They've got wind. This could make a real mess. That container's getting a little close for comfort. Oh, you wouldn't want that on your head. The container's coming in close. Oh, they could be in trouble here. I'd move if I were you. Oh no, this could be game over. They've been crushed. Ouch. That's one flat robot. It's little more than a pancake. And it's not even Shrove Tuesday. They'll be scraping that robot up with a shovel at the end of this contest. Not a pretty sight. Getting rather close to the water there. Could be going in for a dip if they don't move away from there. The water would mean the end of their contest. So it's dangerous to get so close. And they're going in. Looks like we've got a drowned robot. That's not going to do them much good. Splash! They're out! Oh dear, that's going to be one soggy robot. They've come to a watery end. What a shame. And splash! In they go! That's it! A watery grave is all that awaits it now. What are they doing? They've driven straight into the water and it can't swim! Oops! Don't think now is the time to see what's in the cargo hold. And they've fallen in! That's the end of them. In they go! And that's the last we'll see of them for a while. Bye-bye for now. Don't think that was the best place to park your robot, was it? And it goes down into the ship's hold and out of the fight. Into the hold and out of the contest. Straight in there, and they weren't even pushed. Think they'll be a little embarrassed by that one. They just drove straight in, throwing the contest away there. Slammed against the container. Oof! Straight against the container there. Thudding into the crates there. The pallets getting in the way. Smashes through the crates. Wood flying everywhere as they break through the crate. There go the splinters as they make short work of the wooden pallet. They've won through and made it into the end zone in time. They've done it. Through to the end zone and into the points, hopefully. And they've made it. They reached the end zone in time and in one piece. Now that is quite an achievement. Here comes that magnet. That crane arm sure has a magnetic personality. We'd all like to see a robot end up in the crusher. And it could happen here. The magnet's coming down on them. Could be a problem time. The magnet moving along the arm of the crane. Where's it going to look for a victim next? It's a very strong magnet. They'll be able to feel the pull now. The magnet pulls, and it's attached into the crusher with you. Oh dear. Can they shake free of the magnet? It could be crusher time if they can't. This could hurt if they don't get away. And they've been caught by the magnet.
Can they get them over to the crusher? They're stuck on the magnet. This is very, very bad news for this robot. And just struggling enough to release itself from the pull of that magnet. Could be crushed robot time. Will they get out in time? Better hurry before the crusher starts up. Oh no, that's one flat robot. And it's added to the rest of the scrap in the arena. Oh, the crusher has them. Too late to get away. And we have a cube of scrap where we once had a robot. And they waited too long. The crusher has them. And the remains trundle out, looking very much the worse for wear. The conveyor belt is one escape route. If they can make it in time, if they make it to the conveyor belt, there is hope yet. Nearly their only way out. Will they get out of there in time? They're heading the right way, but might not be quick enough. And they're on the way to safety. Well safe, from the crusher at least. Can they get past the house robots to the crusher switch? The crusher switch in sight, but not in reach if the house robots have anything to say about it. They got it! It could be junk time for some unlucky robot, and they made it to the switch. Are they going to use the ultimate weapon? Those cars can topple over if you get too close, remember. Very close to the delicately balanced piles of cars. Pushing the cars over there. Don't want to be underneath that lot. Getting stuck into the cars now. Let's hope they don't overbalance. Lucky the owner isn't here to see this. That's going to need some new paintwork. That's not much use to anyone now. Well, guess they didn't want it anyway. They've made a right mess of the fridge. 25 points for the partial destruction of the fridge. Enough damage to get the 25 points, I think. 50 points as the fridge falls apart. Oh, and that's a job well done. 50 full points on the fridge. The pump bursts. And another 25 points on the total. There goes the pump. Well done for another 25. Ouch. That left a dent, making a great start on the washing machine. 30 points gained there. 30 points for the damage they've inflicted on that pipe. That crack signals the death of the pipe, and 50 points. Full 50 points for that pipe as it crumbles. Crunching through the box there. Smashing into the box, and it's had it. 5 points for that. There's 5 points so far on the damage. 10 points as the box crumples. A full 10 points as the box is no more. Oof! 50 points for that. Doing a good job so far on the forks. 50 points scored. Ouch! 100 points as the forks snap. Don't think they'll see much more use. That's the end of the forks. 100 points. And well done. 25 points there. The body taking some punishment. 25 points. 50 points on the tally. They must be halfway through demolishing the forklift by the look of it. Yes! 50 great points so far. 100 points to their total. And it's nearly gone. That damage racking up an amazing 74 points. I'd get out of there. It seems too late though. We have liftoff. And one molten robot. Houston, we have a problem. That robot is looking fairly melted. Oh dear, one of our robots is missing in action. That's the last we'll see of that. Oh, and someone didn't manage to get out of the pit in time. The only thing left is a smear on the floor beneath the rocket. And this robot won't be competing anywhere again. Wouldn't want to be down there when that rocket lifts off. Could get a bit hot down there at launch time. I'd get out of there as fast as you can. Better get out of there quick. She's about to take off. I wouldn't hang around down there. Things are about to get very hot indeed. And a scar from the laser burn there. Just wide. Just missed them with that shot. Close, but not close enough. Things could heat up here. Think they're feeling a little cold. Want to warm themselves up by the fire. If they want heat, we'll give them heat. Ouch! Sizzling robots all round. I'll have my robot well done, thanks. Don't overcook your robot. And destroying the flamethrower gets them 100 points. Smacking into the tower there. Careful, you might knock it over. Heading to the tower for an attack. Look out, it's coming down. Watch out below. And it's gonna fall. A massive 200 points there. Just watch your heads. 200 well-earned points. And the crowd will love this. That's not done it much good. Pitching in to destroy the wheel for another 20 points. The smashing light signals the addition of 10 points. The light smash for another 10. They won't be able to sit in that now. That's 30 points. The seat is ripped apart as they score another 30 points. Sparks flying as the control console's put out of order. There go the controls. And what'll happen now? That's gained them 50 points. 50 points. Can they finish it off for the full score now? 80 points added to their total for destroying the console. Metal everywhere.
And the crowd love it. This has all the makings of a classic battle. This is what Robot Wars is all about. Carnage! Oh my word! It looks like Beirut down there. Bring out the stretchers. We could have some casualties very soon. Medic! They mean business down there. Smashing stuff, this. Crunch. Wallop. Bang. I wouldn't like to face them on a dark night. Oof! They're not pulling any punches today! What a battle! They'll be picking remains up for days after this contest. Not causing much damage to each other here. Can't seem to do any damage. Perhaps they need to get some better weapons. Not much damage. Are their weapons ineffective? Not the most exciting match. We want to see more damage. The crowd want to see more damage here. There's just not enough. The crowd are baying for blood. But they're just not hurting each other. This is not the most exciting match ever. When are they going to damage each other?
Bit boring, isn't it?
Go on, get stuck into each other. They're using the flipping tactics well. CPZ's coming into play a lot in this game. Are they trying to take on the house robots? They certainly like spending time in the CPZs. I think they want to be a house robot. They sure like being in the CPZs. Well, they seem to be spending more time fighting than collecting the flag. Do they know what game they're playing, I wonder? Oh, well, there's an awful lot of damage going on here. They certainly like to play rough. Hey, get the flag! Don't kill each other! Seems they want to fight. They want that flag real bad. The flag is passing back and forth like a tennis ball over the net at Wimbledon. What a close match this is turning out to be. Everyone wants a piece of the flag. Not content with letting the bomb do the damage. This is a real metal cruncher, this match. Not letting anyone off lightly here. It's real rough and tumble. No one wants the bomb. And it's being passed around like a hot potato. This is real drama. Who'll end up with a bomb? The seconds are counting, and no one wants to be left with that bomb. Not mine, they say. Who'll be holding the bomb when it goes bang? I wouldn't want to be. They just can't get rid of the bomb. They can't seem to catch anyone. Could be curtains for them. Look out! She's gonna blow! Stabbing away with a spike! Moving in, having a go with that vicious spike! And in he comes to ram with the spike! Here comes the spike again! Punching in with a spike! Punching away at it with a spike! Ramming in with the sharp spike! Charging in to impale the spike! Just a scratch as the spike slides off again! The spike hardly scratching in that poor attempt! Must try harder! Already a puncture mark as the spike gets stuck in! Nothing serious, though, I don't think. Another small gouge out of it. Needs to get a bit more weight behind it to do more than scratch, though. Not much damage this time. Have another go. Looking like there's some damage, but not much. You can see the damage starting to show. Ouch! Brutally speared that time. That's more like it. The spike perforating the armoured shell. It doesn't look pretty. Punching a hole, and that's going to really hurt. Piercing the shell. The spike proving very effective on this. In comes the spike, penetrating the shell. This is vicious. The spike not getting close enough to hit. It misses this time. Their spike's been broken off. Off comes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. The saw whirring, looks for an opening, coming in for an attack with the vicious-looking saw blade. The circular saw getting closer. Can they get in close enough? In comes the circular saw on the attack with the saw blade spinning. Can cause a lot of damage with these. The spinning saw getting closer as they charge in. And that's it, causing damage as it starts to rip into it. Tearing as it spins. Some damage even against something this tough from the powerful saw, grazing and scraping as it hits, tearing in. That's making it think twice about tangling with this blade again. The blade thuds in and rips the shell a little, ripping its way through. This could cause it some trouble. The saw viciously ravaging away as it lunges again towards its victim. The saw slicing easily into it. This could give it real problems. Grinding its way to victory if it keeps that up, I'm sure. And it's going to score well on damage, with the effects of that circular saw blade in evidence now. Spinning and missing. But they'll have another go, I'm sure. Not good enough that time. It misses. The saw blade is shattered. It's not much use now. And the broken blade, no use now. They're going to have to try something else. The motor's blown. And the saw's now useless. The saw grinds to a halt. The power's been cut off! Buzzing closer, the chainsaw looking for an opportunity to see some action. Lunging in with a chainsaw! The chainsaw moves in! The chainsaw blade looking ferocious as it darts in for an attack! The chainsaw clatters off the surface! Not strong enough to get through, I don't think. They're trying hard, But this is a tough target with the chainsaw, obviously. The chainsaw tearing away, but it's only grazing and scratching so far. Need to get a better grip. Slicing away. Minimal damage that time, though. Thudding into contact with a blade and starting to make it count. Grating away and a little damage appearing. Scratches and scrapes, but the damage is only superficial. It scrapes the armour. It manages a little damage. So there is hope yet if they can bring it round again. The chainsaw blade rips away and starting to tear in. That looks painful. That one's going to leave a scar. Nasty blade on the chainsaw. The attack missing this time. No luck with that one. Getting angry now, and the chainsaw buzzing away. Nowhere near. The blade whirs past. Buzzing away, but neatly avoided. The chainsaw's been snapped off, and the chainsaw drops off. What are they going to try now? The motor's been trashed, and the teeth grind to a halt. No more power. The motor dies, and they're going to need a new plan of attack. The blades spin as it comes in on the offensive. The blades grind round, trying to get into a good position to attack. Slowing the blades a little, but nothing more. Scrapes off. No damage this time. The blades not strong enough to get through. The lawnmower blades just grazing the surface. Mind the paintwork. The blades grind in, but only superficial damage that time. A scraping of the blades. Just not hard enough to make an impact. The rotating blades do their best, but it's just too tough to get right through. They've damaged it! Yes, I can see some damage! That's encouraging. There's some damage showing. Can they follow it up now? And the blades rip away. Some real damage potential here if they can keep that up. The blades spin past. Miss by a mile. Nowhere near. Better stick to cutting grass if that's the best they can do. A close shave, but getting away with it that time. Unlucky. Just missing that time. Oh, close, but not quite hitting. The blades have fallen off. Not much use now. And there go the blades. They're useless now! The blades, slow to a standstill. The motor's been broken! That was the motor going! They're gonna lose the use of those blades now! Coming in for an attack with a flamethrower. Flames everywhere as this determined attack gets underway. Blasting and blazing. In comes the flamethrower for some fun. Flames lick all over it. Nothing to catch fire, though, on this. The flames not having much effect. Not flammable enough for the flames to worry it too much. Impressive-looking flames, but less than impressive damage against that. The flames not worrying this one too much. It seems very resistant to the flames. Bad luck. The paintwork blistering under that relentless heat. A burst of flame scorches across there, and the hammer misses by a mile. Dodging the hammer easily, escaping the hammer blow without much effort there. It avoids the hammer blow. The hammer nowhere near hitting it. The hammer has been snapped off. It's no good now, and the hammer is no more. The hammer's power source is no more. It won't work without it. No power. No hammer. What will they do now? Moving in with a spinning disc. Can they avoid its cutting edge? And miraculously they escape damage from that attack. The flywheel not making much impact that time. Unusually. Minor damage by the look of it. I don't know how it got out of that so lightly. Hardly any damage at all. Some damage. That'll help. Not as much damage as I'd expect to see. This must be a tough nut. The hugely destructive flywheel making short work of this one. Look at that power and the venomous ability, and it's smashed almost to pieces as the flywheel gets to work. There won't be much left of this if they don't stop it somehow. The flywheel whizzes past. No luck that time. The flywheel has flown away. It'll be doing no more damage today, and the disc spins off, and it's looking rather helpless without that. That's the end of the flywheel. There's nothing left to power it with. No power to the flywheel now. There'll be no more spinning disc for this fight. And the pincer's trying to get hold of it. If it can pin it down, it'll stand a good chance here. Use those pincers! Go for it! Trying to get the pincers into grip. The pincers coming in. Can they catch hold? In they go! Can't escape the grip of those pincers! And they're looking the worse for wear. The pincers grasp it firmly! And bang! Smashing them into the nearest obstacle as possible. And the pincers pushing them around, but not really finding anything good enough to push them into. And it has hold of them, and some damage caused with that attack. And the pincers tightly holding it, and smashing them into that. And look at the wreckage of that. Bash! And bump! The pincers giving out the punishment as they're pushed around the arena, and the pincers holding what's left of it. And that won't be much before long. The pincer's working just right that time. That damage is going to take some fixing. Smashing up the robot in its grasp. The pincer's doing a good job of holding it still. It slips through the pincer's grasp, and that's a miss. The pincers don't seem to be working. I think they're broken. The pincers have no power. Not much good now. Getting into position with that deadly weapon, looking for something to cut and snip away with those powerful jaws. The jaws looming up on it must look ferocious. Avoid those jaws at all costs. They can cut through anything. Those jaws, looking to get their teeth into something. The jaws coming into attack. Somehow, the jaws not gripping well enough to cut. And they survive this time. Those jaws not quite up to the job. Starting to give way under the strain. They've cut through. Some damage showing on there already. And they grip. And they squeeze. But the damage could be worse. The jaws cut slowly and relentlessly. No escape as they rend mercilessly. The cruel jaws slowly but surely cutting into the metal with huge strength, and it's really suffering now. Twisting under those jaws as it rips it apart. The jaws gutting its helpless victim. There's no way out once they've got you in their grip. And the metal snaps under the pressure. The jaws showing no mercy. The jaws snip. And that looks badly damaged from here. The slowness of those jaws giving it a chance to get away before they could really start to cut. The jaws of life are now dead. They don't seem to have any power. No power seems to be reaching the jaws of life. Getting into position to make good use of that deadly weapon. Coming in to squeeze it under that powerful arm. The ferocious point on that arm threatening to cut straight through. If only they can get a grip. The piercing arm can inflict several tons of downward force once it gets a grip. So don't let it get in close. The arm moving into attack now. The piercing arm getting closer. Can they get a good attack in? The arm without a good enough grip to inflict damage on that try. And they survive this time. The piercing arm must be feeling merciful today. Starting to give way under the strain there. And the shell is starting to break and crack. Visible damage taken. The arm making its mark on there as it crushes it into a crumpled wreck. Just look at the devastating power of this arm when it works as it's supposed to. Slowly pressing down with the arm, and the slow agony of watching it crush and tear. The metal buckling and twisting into a heap of scrap even as we watch. No way out now as it squeezes and squashes, crushing and crumpling. It might as well be paper, and the damage looking serious after this onslaught. The arm closing too slowly and giving it chance to escape. The drill can do considerable damage if it's allowed to get in. The whining drill approaching, dangerous weapon this one, bringing the drill into attack as they lunge forward, doing its best to get stuck in with that pneumatic drill. The drill hunting for an opening, coming in to try to drill through the shell. The drill sliding off the surface as they try to bring it to bear. Just a scrape. No damage as such, I don't think, that time. Not hitting a vulnerable area. The drill won't go in easily. Picking a well-armoured spot, obviously, as the drill makes no impression. Finding a way through with the drill. Damage appearing, as you can see. The pneumatic drill ripping through there with no trouble. And it's no protection against the force of the pneumatic drill as it tears in. The drill piercing the shell and could be causing internal damage as well. The drill making light work of that. Really going for it. The drill really going now. And if that doesn't cause some internal damage, they'll be very, very lucky. An onslaught of the drill, and that's looking terminal, or nearly anyway. The drill failing to connect with it that time. The drill getting closer, but not close enough to pierce the shell. And the drill whirs past.
They're in pieces all over the arena floor. That liquid nitrogen has knocked them clean out. And that's it for this robot. The pieces are everywhere.
It'll take more than a bit of glue to put that lot back together. Truly, a smashing end to come to.
The liquid nitrogen gun has broken and they've frozen themselves. Look out! And the nitrogen's spilling everywhere now the gun is broken. Oh, this must be very painful to them.
He's a mean, lean, fighting machine. Dance like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
It's Robot Ali.
Can it go for a knockout?
And the glove is out for some KO action. And the glove is off. Oh dear, not much use now. Off it breaks. No more punch left in it now.
Not easy to smash through that polycarbonate shell. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate. It's very tough. And it's going to be tough getting through the bulletproof glass on there. Difficult to puncture the bulletproof glass, though. The polycarbonate standing up well to the treatment. May not be sharp enough to get through the polycarbonate. The polycarbonate, not such good defense against cutting attacks. The cutting attack doing its best to get through the bulletproof glass. I'm not sure how long the aluminium armor can hold up against this sort of impact. Easy to punch through that aluminium armor with enough aggression behind it. Should take no time at all to get through the aluminium protection. The aluminium really not good enough to protect it against this onslaught. Can the aluminium armor stand up to this? Not too hard to cut into the aluminium, but it's putting up a brave fight. It's finding it hard to stand up to the slicing with just the aluminium armor. The aluminium should be able to protect it, holding up against the heat from the flame there. The aluminium holding out under the scorching. The steel armor giving it some defense against the attack. Tough steel armor, making it harder to cut into, of course. The steel resisting the blade so far. The steel armor quite resistant to the flame. The flame not getting far against the steel shell. Steel, not the easiest material to scorch effectively. The titanium armor, not as effective against that impact as they'd like. The titanium standing up for now. How long will it hold out? The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. The titanium-covered body doing its best to deflect the aggressive attack. The flames aren't having much luck against the titanium, though. No real way to burn into the titanium with that attack. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection, though. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up, bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. The Kevlar armor makes it difficult to pierce the body of this robot. The Kevlar doing well against the piercing attack. The Kevlar resisting the attack well. Not too difficult to cut into the Kevlar armor with the right weapon. Trying hard to cut through the Kevlar. The titanium and aluminium alloy taking the battering well. Not too easy to get through the titanium aluminium alloy armor. Not much chance of forcing holes in the titanium aluminium alloy. It'll be tricky punching through that alloy armor. It's designed to cope with most things. It's hard work cutting into that titanium aluminium alloy armor. The titanium aluminium alloy armor difficult to cut but not impossible. The alloy armor making it tough going. The titanium aluminium alloy shell not the easiest to burn. No problems in standing up to the heat though. The titanium and aluminium armor holding out impressively against the heat. Finding it hard going, cutting into that composite armor. Tough to cut into this expensive armor. The Kevlar and titanium composite armor earning its keep with protection like that. The composite armor of this robot not the easiest thing to burn. Little chance of setting fire to the composite armor even at very high temperatures, I think. The Kevlar and titanium composite armor isn't likely to catch fire that easily. They'll have a hard time trying to smash through that alloy armor. The alloy composite armor just about as tough as you can get. Expensive, but plenty say worth it. The composite armor very tough against this type of impact. The composite armor extremely difficult to pierce, though. The flames not making much impression on the toughest armor you can get. Those flames are going to have a tough job affecting that armor. The lack of armor giving it no real defense against these attacks. The wood shell not protecting it at all. The impact barely slowed by the wooden shell. The wooden shell easily pierced. No real protection there. Not much protection from the attack on this robot. The wood covering's no defense against that sort of attack. Too easy to just cut and hack into that wooden body shell. Some armor would come in handy here to deflect. The wood, no protection from the attack this time. And the winner emerges! And well done to them for making it! It's going to be a judge's decision. Oh, and they've won! Time's up, and there's no clear winner. What do the judges think? They've got it! We're out of time, and the judges need to choose a winner. And they've chosen well, I think. Time's up, and it's gone to a judge's decision. Not quite good enough, I'm afraid they're out. It's going to have to go to the judges. And they haven't made it. Oh well, better luck next time. And the judges will be deciding this one. And bad luck, they didn't manage it this time, but I'm sure they'll be back again. And 2 robots live to fight another day here on Robot Wars. Our survivors continue to the knockout rounds of the competition. And the surviving competitors go through. What do the judges say? They win, and they go through. Great news for them. Have the judges made a decision? They have. And to their relief, they go through. Time's up, and I don't think they've done enough. No, the judges have gone against them. It's over. Up to the judges. No, they haven't made the grade, I'm afraid. The judges have to decide. And unfortunately, there has to be a loser. And this is it. Victory! They go through to the next round. Victory!
But who will they face in the next round? And they've won! On to the next round for them! Goodbye to the losers. And they are victorious! On they go into the next round of the competition. We have our winner, and here it is. On to the next round they go. Kings of the rooftops. They kept the flag for the longest, and they're our outright winners. We have our winners here in Tokyo. More time with the flag than anyone else. They must be our winners. Tokyo champs, kings of the flag, and our true winners. Not quite good enough to be the best, but second place, no tragedy. Second class, not bad, but they could do better. There's no shame in third place, but they'll have to do a lot better to become champs here in Tokyo. Not bad, third place, but they know they could do better. Oh dear, not good enough, I'm afraid. Not good enough to get a place on the podium here in Tokyo. Not quite scoring highly enough to take first prize, but they'll be back for another try. Only second today, but still a good result. And more to come from this robot if I'm any judge. Taking third place after a hard-fought battle, which could have gone in anyone's favour, to be honest. That was a tough one. And they did very well to take third place against this level of expertise. Crushed. Defeated. But not dismayed. They lose today, but they will return. Beaten today, but they will bounce back to try again, no doubt, with this experience behind them. And we have a winner in the Covert Operations Final. Long may they reign supreme, showing the rest of the field how it should be done. The Covert Operations Champion, a display of supreme speed and control, a worthy winner as they take the prize in the ultimate Capture the Flag contest. And our Covert Operations winner emerges after a display of outstanding speed and control. So much effort for not much result, but they will be a great contender for the future, you can tell. As the bomb goes off for the last time, our one remaining robot is through to the next round. As the final bomb detonates, our winners can celebrate. They're through to the next round. Boom! Out they go. Our survivors live to fight on in the next round. There goes the final bomb. The surviving robots go through to the next round. And that's it. As our last unlucky loser explodes, the survivors can breathe a sigh of relief. Until the next round, at least. Boom! And not today, thank you. The bomb sees off this contestant's hopes of seeing the next round. The bomb detonates! And this contestant's going no further today. Time's up! The bomb explodes! And another competitor is left to rust in pieces. And as the dust settles, our victor emerges. Congratulations to our champions! Out of time and out of chances, as the unlucky robot with the bomb is no more. That's it for this final. No title today, as the bomb booms a farewell. They just can't get rid of the bomb in time. Their chances and their robot go up in smoke. And we have a Midnight Madness champion as the dust settles from the final explosion of the day. The end of the fuse and the end of the contest, and our survivor lifts the Midnight Madness trophy. Boom goes the final bomb, and only one robot has had the speed and cunning to stay out of trouble and be crowned Midnight Madness champion. Second place tonight, and no mercy as they go up in smoke like everyone else. And there goes the bomb. Bad luck to our runners-up, who are left with a worthy second place. They fought hard and came away with third place. Midnight Madness, only a game for the truly insane. There goes the TNT, and our losers will need some TLC. They're out of the final. Second place, and I can see they are a little disappointed. It was a close match here in Tokyo. Third place, they could have done better here in Tokyo. Maybe next time. An amazing fight, but they weren't quite good enough on the night. Shame, but we have another casualty here in the heights of Tokyo. It's, all right for the winners. nothing for the losers. Our lone survivor in this most hazardous arena takes the championship, and all credit to them for that performance. As the bomb explodes for the last time, our heavy bomber tournament winner emerges with a fine result. And that's the end of the final. Congratulations to our heavy bomber champions. A good result for them in the heavy bomber tournament, but not quite good enough as they go out with a bang. And there goes the final bomb. Bad luck to our runners-up. Only second place. That was a very tight run. We'll see them again in the next round, I'm sure. A good try, but not enough to go through today. Better luck next time. A poor run through the gauntlet means they're unlikely to get through with that score. Bit unlucky there, perhaps, but they're out all the same. And at the end of the contest, we have a worthy winner and a very quick time through the gauntlet. That was a nice, smooth run through. No real problems for the team as they take the gauntlet title. And with no one making a complete run through, the title goes to the robot who covered the furthest distance. Congratulations to the winners. That was a very close final, but in the end there can only be one gauntlet champion. Congratulations. They were fast in qualifying, and they've been fast again in the final. Worthy gauntlet champions, taking second place with a good run through that might have taken the prize on another day. With that great time through the gauntlet, the Robot Wars Arena sees another worthy winner lift the trophy. And after one of the finest runs I've seen in the Arena Gauntlet, let's hear it for our champions! First place in the championship to our high-scoring winner after that amazing run through the gauntlet. That was a blistering run through the gauntlet, and the capacity crowd here at the Robot Wars Arena have seen a worthy champion come through victorious. And after showing a lot of tenacity throughout this tournament, we have a champion after another great run. Coming in second with that result, and it's one to be proud of all the same. Not many get far in this test of nerve. They performed consistently well, this team, and they should be happy with a second place here at the Robot Wars Arena. A competent third place, and is this another future winner, we wonder? That was a spirited run, but only enough for bronze place in the gauntlet. Out of the running for the championship with that score, but better luck next time in the gauntlet. Second place, something to be proud of in this difficult event, and they came through it well, almost taking the title. Very competent run there. Could have taken the title on another day, but they'll have to settle for second. Not a bad try, and they take third place in this Maze Mayhem Grand Final. A good effort in the final. They should be proud of their third place in a very close tournament. Not getting quite far enough to make it count. It's the end of the road for this Maze Mayhem Championship. Signs of desperation towards the end there. I don't think that'll be enough to place them in the top three. And that wins the match for the team. Can they repeat that solid performance in the next round? That's a big team win. On to the next round for these two. This is shaping up to be a real team to contend with. We'll see them again in the next round. A brave attempt and good teamwork, but still not enough to make it through to the next round today. They fought hard to get here, but in the end it wasn't to be. Second place in the tag team final. Taking third, the team fall at the last championship hurdle. After losing out in the semis, I'm sure the team will be very pleased with that performance. They take third. No championship today as the team bow out to the tag team final. No win this time as the tag team final comes to an end. And that's the end of the road. Never really got going there, but a good performance in the tournament as a whole. It looks like it's all over. A great team effort and a worthy pair of winners in the Dockside Double. That's it. Victory in the Dockside Double Final. That's a big win. Victory in the Dockside Double Final. Second place as the Dockside Double draws to a close, and a good effort. It looks like it's all over. A great team effort and a worthy pair of winners in this Scrapyard Assault. That's it. Victory in the Scrapyard Assault Final. And the Scrapyard has two new kings of the scrap heap. They win the Scrapyard Assault. Place second, we have our runners-up, and going for the title next time. An excellent performance from both robots that have to be pleased with second. They take third with a strong team effort in the Scrapyard Assault. That was a powerful team performance. Well done to lift their heads after defeat in the semis. They take third. No championship this time. Better improve the teamwork for next time. And it looks like it's all over. No trophy for this pair. And time is up. Looking at the points, we see we have a clear winner. But can they maintain that form in the next round?